Hello and welcome to episode 72 of the Terminus podcast for the weeks of March 6th, 2007. Actually, no. March 4th.
2007?
March 4th, 2017. Not 2007. I just didn't finish the word, okay?
I was gonna say.
Okay?
Alright.
We're not the time-traveling ones today. Okay, maybe a little bit. Anyways, I am your dispatcher, Ellis, otherwise known as Train Man. With me, my engineers are Wybold, Jader, and Milky. Everybody's here this week. And actually here this week is Chris.
Hi,
Sorry,
repeat
that's
offender. Oh wait, no, it wasn't. I wasn't here. Nope.
No, it was just Jader last week.
Jader became slightly more
He
lighter.
just went from Ohio to Pennsylvania, and they're not that far apart.
Yeah, not that far.
Alright, anyways, before we
But we'll find out the stakes when we terminate at the stakes.
No.
Wrong place.
Okay, this week we are somewhere over the South Pacific. It's a beautiful ocean, but it's a shame that it's an ocean because I'm like...
You hate oceans.
He's not happy.
I'm not happy.
I don't even know where this is. It's a War Thunder map that I've never seen before.
It might be that new Pacific map they came out with.
It's just
They have a new Pacific map?
Yeah, I have not played War Thunder in ages. Apparently we're getting a
Custom game.
We're getting a
Custom
PvE
game.
mode, not tonight.
Aww. This weekend.
That's a long way away.
We need to do a root build though.
We do need to do that as well, but that's something to talk about in not this section. By the way, so first off, we have a new piece of news that came out of the Mantle of Responsibility. So Norfolk Southern is still the current holder of the Class 1 Mantle of Responsibility. CSX has been sort of disqualified for the running from the time being because... go away, I don't care about this.
Of other news.
Because of this. Well, no, not even that. We'll get to the CSX saga in a second. But CSX train derails in Ijamsville, or Jamesville, or I'm not sure if it's an I or an L.
Maryland.
Near Whiskey Creek Golf Course. Now this was, when did this happen? This was on March 2nd. And this was traveling from Cumberland to Baltimore, and 8 cars derailed near Whiskey Creek Golf Course around 8 a.m. on Thursday. So, no hazardous material was spilled, neither of the 2 crewmen were injured, blah, 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 blah. They just tipped a bunch of cars over. Either way, it counts. They don't get they're certainly not getting the mantle this week. And, I don't think they're going to be getting it anytime soon, because they're CSX.
Yeah.
What about the other one?
What other one?
There was one down in where was it, Georgia or something like that?
CSX?
Where they found 700 plus defects.
Oh, we'll get to that one. But that wasn't an accident, so that doesn't count for the mantle.
Wait, how many?
700.
Yeah, I'll get to that one in just a second.
How?
Let me drop this in the... Well, it was over a period of a couple of years, yeah? Let me look at the...
Oh, okay. I thought it was like
defects.
one train.
Hi.
How do you even have 700 defects in one train?
Many
Unless it's like one of those like 14,000 foot monster fights.
Or just start lights on fire.
Alright, anyways, yeah, CSX is not doing too great. We'll talk about what's going on with them. Let me go down the line here. First of all, FRA inspectors find more than 700 CSX defects locally. This was News Channel 11, WJHL.com. I don't know where this is. It's
Georgia,
okay. No,
Georgia.
Tri-Cities, Tennessee. WJHL.
For the lights
Federal
went out.
Railroad Safety Inspectors documented more than 700 defects on the CSX trains that run through Irwin, Johnson City, and Kingsport over a 2-year period. FRA believes there's potential for every defect to become serious if not corrected. In fact, they're called defects to begin with because at one time in history they were known to cause derailments. Okay. I feel like
they're not currently?
I mean, I guess not, or I guess they are. I don't know. That seems like some Here, this is for the layman's understanding. But anyways, the point is, they racked up a lot of defects, and there are a lot of repeat offenders here, so to speak. Cars that were tagged with defects and then never repaired, and then tagged again. Sometimes they would go... What was this? There was a section of this article that were talking about going through the rail yard and finding more defects than there were engines in the yard.
Well, I mean, they leave the engines just running there, so...
Yeah. Auto starts.
Yeah.
I understood that.
Blah, 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 blah. Anyways, this is just underscoring that CSX is kind of a mess. And I mean, yeah, kind of. I feel like that's something that's stuck in the back of everyone's mind, but I never really got a good grasp on it until the stuff that's happened lately.
Grasp it in your hand.
And really analyzing just how often CSX tends to put stuff on the ground or, you know, in the water or into each other.
Over a wall.
Yeah.
Or into a New York Central 060.
I mean, to be fair, that was not entirely their fault. But we can still blame them.
It's still their track. Yeah.
Geosearch program.
Gotta crush them all.
Yeah.
Well,
and now we get into the CSX saga. Now, just a brief aside, actually, Worcester neighbors not eager to share road with CSX. CSX recently opened... This is a little bright spot for CSX. They recently opened an intermodal terminal in Worcester, Massachusetts, and apparently people are complaining about having to deal with the trucks that carry the intermodal containers, blah, 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 blah,
wow.
Not in my backyard. Too late, it's already there, get over it. I'm not sure what they want to do about this. Oh, hold on. The problem he said is that truck drivers ferrying containers to the lot are not exiting the yard, turning right and driving onto a ramp to Interstate 290. Instead, the drivers are turning left onto Grafton Street, or turning right and then doubling back so they can take shorter routes over Grafton Street and Hamilton Street toward Route 20. Okay, so these sons of guns are not taking the truck route. They're just driving down random roads.
Truckers are...
following the GPS.
No.
I have a
GPS
motto that I can't say out loud. But I'm pretty sure Ellis knows.
Not safe for work.
But they are complaining about this. Part of it is suck it up, and part of it is, hey, take the truck route, you idiots. It's there for a reason.
Truckers are...
Shit by rail.
Yep.
Anyways. So, Worcester hates CSX, but that's okay. Because CSX is gonna start hating themselves now if they didn't already. So, we had a little back and forth over the course of the past 2 weeks, where there was an article that came out that made me think, just for a moment, that CSX wasn't gonna tolerate what Hunter Harrison was dishing out. Oh, subscribe to read. Well, I'm not doing that. There's an article here that I can't read, but I entitled it "CSX Doesn't Want Hunter?" ? Because it was an article determining or talking about how he basically had put out some kind of outrageous demands for CSX to get him as CEO, and they sort of went, "Hold on a minute. This is a little bit much."
You're a crazy man.
Yeah.
You're stupid. No, I'm not.
It was 9 plus 10. 21.
No.
He's
and then
worse than that.
and then I was like, oh, I guess we can all breathe easy for a night. And then a couple days later, we get a report: CSX Transportation close to deal to name Harrison CEO, and this is out of Trains magazine. And I go, oh no, the end is nigh.
The end is...
So, former Canadian Pacific CEO Hunter Harrison is close to a deal to become chief executive at CSX Transportation. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, CSX board had said it had concerns about the size and structure of Harrison's proposed $300 million contract. Yeah, that's a little bit much. It's like, think about all the derailments that money could fix.
Yeah.
But
Well, it doesn't come down to that. It comes down to them actually repairing stuff, which is something they don't do anyway.
yeah, I know.
They can give them all the money in the world, but you still gotta fix it.
Well, CSX has twice moved back a deadline to receive shareholder resolutions. This is their CSX. This was the CSX's approaching deal. And then earlier today, I was on the receiving end, thanks to the Terminus guest list, the link's down at the bottom of the cargoes. It's a place to put news. And
only
the
that.
headline is, CSX agrees to hire Hunter Harrison as CEO.
Now, hold on 1 minute. Now, yes, that's what the headline reads, from the Wall Street Journal, I might add. Can't see it on Alice's page.
Yeah.
However, there is a still very, 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 very small chance that they might not pick him. They have not fully decided. However, if he's instated, he'll be starting work this week.
Yeah.
So essentially, bye-bye CXS, today's your death day.
No. It's not the death day. It is the destruction of the hopes of anybody to ever have Steam on CSX within their lifetimes. But also,
Roy just...
this may be the spark that lights the flame of the next round of mergers. And this is something...
Which would be
Let's-
bad.
This is something that
Let's
we were
hope not.
talking about before the podcast started. I think we should have a little bit of a discussion on this. So,
Oh, no.
as a preface for those who are not, in the know enough to know,
No.
Hunter Harrison was previously CEO of Canadian Pacific, and while he was there, I would not say he did a bad job. In fact, he did a very good job of making them into a well-oiled machine, a very efficient railroad, shunning steam, but that's the price you pay, I guess. And he apparently has some rather close ties to them still. And now, if you recall, a little while ago, CP was kind of desperately poking at NS and CSX in the hopes to create a merger. Now that Hunter Harrison is at the reins of CSX, give it a couple of years, and I have little doubt that we're going to see the inklings of CPX once again. So...
And whether or not that becomes a thing is, yet to be seen.
yeah.
However,
the next...
the Canadians are partying today.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and maybe CSX is too. We don't know.
Yeah?
We'll see how this goes for them. But so if we get CSX, if we get CPX, we'll have a really good sized transcon that has ports on the East Coast and the West Coast. All weather ports on both coasts. They're able to bypass Chicago, which means better times on the freight. So it's less time to get from one end of the country to the other, one of the continent to the other. Which means they're going to be able to outcompete everyone who doesn't do that.
Which is everyone.
Yeah. Which is everybody else, except for maybe CN, but they don't really get that far south, yeah?
No.
No.
No, they get to the Gulf.
They have
Do
they
they?
have one line to the Gulf, but they are
Yeah, they have the old Illinois Central.
they aren't as
Yeah.
spread out as you'd think. Like they're not as major of a player. They have a lot of breadth, but not depth, I guess.
Yeah.
You'd think if they had that opportunity, they'd be using it left, right, and center. But either way, so BNSF, right? What does BNSF stand for?
Bean sniff.
Binst. No, it's Binst.
Vince.
Although I like Bean Sniff.
By
Burlington, Northern Santa Fe.
Norfolk Southern
Went to
Fast.
Then by Norfolk.
Oh no.
No.
So,
Oh, dear
there we
God.
go. There's the next.
Bean sniff. Bean
Honestly,
sniff. Bean sniff.
If CPX
Binst,
happens,
Binst.
is it a doubt in anybody's mind that we'd see NSBNSF or BNS squared SF or whatever?
Yeah.
Alright.
PN squared SF.
No. Just call it SPSF.
B parenthesis NS squared F.
Yeah. Or
Sponsored by
I mean, what would
Poppy.
be okay? What though? Think about, and I was trying to think about this earlier. What would they actually use as their name? Like Burlington?
SPSF.
Would it be no? Would it be like
BNNSSF.
like Burlington, Norfolk, Southern Fay, or like
Burlington, Norfolk, Southern Fay.
Burlington.
That
Oh, no,
just
something-
sounds like a mess.
Orange is the new black.
Yeah.
Oy vey.
Well, what about like
Uh,
Burlington, Norfolk, and Santa Fe, or Burlington, Norfolk, Santa Fe? Then they're not.
I honestly think it might be completely renamed.
What about
That's
like
true.
Burlington, Norfolk, and Southern?
That could work.
It could
How about
be
just Southern Pacific?
It's not going to be Southern Pacific.
No.
Southern Pacific Atlantic.
Pacific with a K.
Southern
Pacific.
Atlantic. I don't know.
Pacific.
Pacific.
Actually, I think it might be something along the lines of maybe the Seattle, Norfolk, and Eastern or something like that. I think they might change the whole name completely if
What if
that
they
happens.
just call it Norfolk Western?
Yes.
No.
Bring in
No.
W
Not,
back from the
N-
dead.
not NNW,
No.
not Norfolk and Western, just Norfolk
Oh,
Western.
Norfolk Western.
Oh, triggered.
How
Never
about
mind.
Southern and Pacific?
Southern and
Yeah,
Pacific.
never mind that.
There is
Triggered.
no Pacific in either of those names.
Why don't we just call it this?
They were in their
The Central Atlantic and
No.
Pacific.
Carp.
Burlington, Norfolk,
Wait, no.
Norfolk.
Central Atlantic.
Bay.
Cap.
No, you gotta
Somebody
call
write
it
all these down.
Santa
please.
Fe.
Well, listen. Okay, hold on. We've got to think about it this way. What? I still think it's going to be something with BNSF, because then they can still get away with not repainting anything.
Still.
Still. But hey, both these companies are going to have an awful lot of heritage units right away.
Well,
Yeah.
at any rate,
Burlington,
We're all
Southern,
good.
North Fay.
One of these names has got to be the title of this episode. Anyways,
the
One of
naming
these
convention.
names is not like. Yeah.
The naming podcast.
The naming convention.
gaming podcast. Alright, has anybody got something that isn't so doom and gloom as CPX? Also, UP
Yeah,
might not
yeah.
survive. That's the other takeaway.
Big
I,
brother.
I have something that's
Later service.
all.
Yeah, a lot of farmers don't really realize that UP is not in a great spot financially right now.
Oh, there.
Yeah, also they're making a
Top
lot of dumb
cop
decisions.
They're
Yeah.
making a lot of.
If they
Right.
do survive, they're going to become the next CSX.
Cough, cough, 4014.
They're going to be CSX
Well, that
with
wasn't
Steam.
really a dumb decision, but
Going to become like a.
Yeah.
That's what the S stands for.
They're going
Dear God.
to be Mega Strasbourg.
jeez.
Push pull with Katie.
Exactly.
And the Challenger.
Yeah.
Strasbourg.
Okay. Let's do
Sorry.
something
No.
actually. Let's do something actually not this.
Okay.
I can see it.
Easter trains.
Where?
Okay, so the Lebanon, Mason, and Marora, they are hosting. Tickets are on sale for their Easter Bunny Express. They'll be running that on April 8th and 9th, 14th and 15th. 14 and 15, and the 22nd. Trains depart. Right.
Wait, like.
Trains depart from the Lebanon station at 10 a.m., 12:15, 2:30, and 4:45.
Yep.
Easter, though.
Kids will get to visit with the Easter Bunny, participate in one of 2 egg hunts. Let's see. Tickets aren't as expensive as I thought.
How much are they?
Adult
No, expensive
adult
quality.
tickets are $18. Seniors 62 and up are
It's
$15.
like Strasbourg.
Kids 2 to 16 are $15, and infants 1 year under are free.
Yay!
We'll put it in all caps. That's not bad. I can't remember
Hooray!
how much it was. Yeah.
Speaking of Easter trains,
Also,
I
the
know I
Hockey
meant-
Valley Scenic is they're doing their Easter trains
So it's Albany and Easter.
on just the 15th. They're running 2 trains that leave at 10 and 1. They're having another. They're also having an Easter egg hunt, small prizes. They have a link to purchase tickets. Come visit Ohio.
We're not
also,
Detroit.
Easter trains.
Yeah.
The 113 is doing her Easter trains
Yay.
on the 8th. However, you cannot purchase tickets because the railroad hasn't given us the railroad hasn't given us any tickets to sell yet. Yay!
Okay, awesome.
So take back in about a week or so, and maybe you'll be able to buy tickets. We don't know.
They're just gonna run
Thanks,
empty
Burlington.
trains, because why not?
Merry Easter.
Santa trains part 3. Santa forgot to shave his beard. And the
Oy
first
vey.
was fine.
And then he became a rabbit.
Ho ho ho.
Green Giant.
Yum.
Yum?
Yum.
No.
That's Red Robin.
No, not yum.
Alright.
We have
Guess I didn't
the
know you were into
meats.
that.
Orbeez.
In West Philadelphia.
$5 foot long.
Oh, jeez.
That's what Cherry
Wait,
Only if you're under 18.
I didn't put the other thing. Where's the, like...
Yeah.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Where is the... There was another thing that I was gonna put here. That... Oh, Milky, you took it. I might. You took trains into Hood.
Yeah, trains in the hood.
Where the hood, where the
Apparently,
hood at?
trains in
Yeah, my
Chicago
cat
have been robbed.
You're crazy. Nobody robs
Because
trains
nobody
anymore.
guards the trains full of guns.
Yeah.
Nobody guards
Okay.
running locomotives either.
Yeah, apparently.
So you can just
Yeah.
steal them and, I wanted to see what it was like to crash a train.
Funny part is, I think this was BNSF too. So,
BNSF.
Wouldn't put it past them.
Stop doing
Yeah.
things.
Bean sniff,
No,
bean sniff,
this is-
bean
This
sniff.
is BNSF start doing things. As in
Oh no,
Guard-
it's no
Stop
fault.
Oh,
doing
who
bad
is it?
things.
It's NS.
NS.
Oh.
Guard your... Well, soon enough they'll be the same thing. NS, guard your
Yeah.
train loads of guns, for God's sake.
Yep.
But
But anyway, some gangs in Chicago have apparently been just stealing guns from trains.
they waltz into the rail yard like they own the place,
Yeah.
bust the locks, take the guns.
There's nobody
Yeah.
there.
I mean, to be honest with you, the locks aren't that hard to break. You just lift the latch
Well,
and
I
move
mean-
it over.
Yeah,
You
it's
know.
not that hard.
Well, okay. Maybe you might want to secure the shipments first, and then maybe have somebody keep an eye on them.
Nah, that costs too much money. Why would they
Yeah,
ever
I'm
want to
sure
do
it
that?
costs a lot more money than all those guns.
Nah. Why would anyone ever want to rob a train full of guns? I mean,
but-
come on, it's Chicago. It's the gun-free
You're
city of
silly.
the
No one
world.
robs trains
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, we have legislation to protect us from gun violence.
Yeah, well,
Nobody uses guns in Chicago. What are you talking about?
Yeah, they all use knives.
We have gun control.
I mean, welcome to this side of Chicago.
Oy vey.
Okay.
And also, maybe
If you don't get it, we're making fun of gun control.
I mean, maybe. Get me wrong. Maybe. If your railroad is in one of those neighborhoods, you might want to keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
Please put a camera up,
Yeah.
you know? Which usually they have that to protect them against foamers anyway. You
Yeah,
can't
because
walk in
we're
there
the
anyway.
people that are dangerous.
I know. We have cameras.
Trains anyway.
Well, I
We'll
like how
photograph their many
NS
defects.
are the people that have like the toughest rail police.
Damn right.
I love how they have a police force dedicated to keeping people who like trains away from them, and yet they can't spare the people to keep them from robbing guns off of trains.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
there's been one time I've ever walked into an NS yard. I totally didn't do this, but I actually
Oh,
drove
that's not-
through Enol's yards.
Okay.
I drove right through it. Nobody said a damn thing to me. I crossed over about 5 different tracks. Yep, just walked right in.
I mean, if
That
you're
sounds
confident
like-
enough,
Right
I
in.
think you work there.
I mean, I was
You
like
could
10
probably
years
get
old
hired
though.
there.
Are you?
I was like 10 years old, and they let me waltz in. Like, I was there for 765 the first time.
What are you
Drinking
boys
the-
up to? We're waiting for the train.
Oh,
You have
okay.
You got
tickets?
tickets?
Uh,
I'm just kidding.
No, but no, yeah, I was right through. But I mean, normally when you walk in there, you drive through there, on the access road, you're shot and told to turn your ass around and get the hell out of there. Like, it's insane. Sometimes they're really good and they're really persistent about it. Other times they just don't give a crap. It depends what mood they're in, apparently.
you know,
Foamers, very dangerous. Worst things in
Yeah.
the world.
Alphomite is feller that leans from the window of his car with a camera in each hand.
Alright. Anyways, so,
But sometimes those cameras can catch big mistakes.
uh-oh.
Like your door
Yeah.
falling off of your streetcar
Oh,
when
no.
you're operating it.
Oh dear.
What is this?
Oops.
A door fell off of a Max train and hit a box holding train operation lubricant.
Okay.
Great.
This was up important, and
Tube.
this is the reason why I have tried on my list of places to never work for.
I mean,
Because
you know, you don't
they do
you don't
this
need
shit.
that part, right?
No.
Nah.
Didn't you guys also
No.
have like a trolley roll down a hill? No, not you guys. It was in Seattle, right?
Yeah, I think that was Seattle. We had a streetcar go through a flood.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Hold on, I need to put this on there.
Anyway, they were just
Oh my
operating the
God.
streetcar and then door fell off.
You
Whoops.
see, that's not typical. Yeah, most of them are built so the doors don't fall off.
Yeah,
Hey,
Or
Wild
try
Ball,
Matt.
most of them. What?
take a look at your private message.
But here's the
What?
thing about the other things. The rolling away.
Oh,
So
boy.
what happened here, Milky?
I have no idea what happened on the rolling away lane. I didn't know about it.
I mean, you're the one who
Can't
put it
tell
in
what
your
it is,
list.
Chris.
Oh,
It's
oh,
your
the,
headlamps
oh,
on a
the-
brick.
oh.
Oh,
Yeah,
what?
Headlamps on a brick.
Seattle at one point had a vintage streetcar network
Uh-huh.
that they ran for Australian. Oh, this wasn't it.
No, this is
I
not
don't
it.
think
This
they
is-
had a vintage
this is
streetcar
their-
network. I think they just
Yeah.
had a streetcar
This is
network.
their modern line.
At the time, it probably wasn't
Oh,
vintage.
okay. Okay. Well, there's people that want that back, but that's completely different news. But I guess one streetcar in Seattle just lost power and went downhill. I don't know how they managed to do it, but they did.
Uh-huh.
Oh, a brake. Oh, electrical malfunction. That's
It
right.
had an electrical malfunction and rolled down the hill out of control.
Oy.
Ay.
At about 21... okay, a brake, a BREAK, was put into place, but the car continued to roll down the hill at about 20 miles per hour until it stopped near Broadway and Yeltsin Way.
Break!
God damn it.
Yeah,
Someone needed
there was a
union
break,
break from
alright.
that.
There was a break,
Yeah.
alright. I have to put this in here. Vamp.
Yeah.
You guys keep you guys are allowed to talk about stuff. This is why.
Oh, yeah.
This is why I don't
I
like.
don't have
this is why I
anything
don't like
except
people
for.
playing games and stuff with podcasts. You can devote your.
I'm browsing.
Nobody is
okay.
playing. Well, I'm not playing games anyway.
Uh-huh.
Neither
I
am
mean,
I.
I just
I'm not.
didn't look at the Seattle article.
Yeah, man, I'm just
beforehand.
watching. Also with the 113.
What?
Oh, you want to go? Go ahead.
Oh no, you're fine.
All I was going to say is that we did woodwork in the station. I said,
Cool.
railroad didn't do a good enough job, so we ended up taking it apart and doing it ourselves. Vectors?
Did I catch it on camera?
Mom got the
No.
camera.
Yeah.
But- An interesting story about the cameras. All the phone numbers come out for when we're running. And I'm coal pushing, and there's 3 other people on the tender. There's only supposed to be 1 guy, And what's one of our guys doing? Up on the top, with his knee on the back end of the coal pile and standing up, videotaping the whole ride. I'm like,
Okay.
work or hide. One
Work
of the
or
other.
hide.
You're not supposed to be here. I'm the only one doing work. Will you guys do some work? So, okay, I'm done.
I think I know what you were trying to say too, Wybold.
Yeah. So, NS may not be able to afford cameras, but other people can. That being a film company of sorts. It's a major motion picture company. Nobody knows what company this is exactly yet.
Apparently.
But Dateline Atlanta, a major motion picture company, is starting a nationwide search for used railroad equipment that will be used on set in a yet-to-be-named film. So, we don't know who's making a movie, and we don't know what the movie's about, but we know that a movie with trains is in the works,
Yeah,
question
so that
mark?
means they have at least 5 tickets already sold.
Yeah.
At least. Yes.
Do they?
So they're looking for a list of things that they have actually enumerated in this article. This is from Trains Magazine, by the way. Among the items the film company are looking for among the items that they are looking for are a bi-level passenger car, possibly of Santa Fe heritage,
Okay.
which is an interesting little thing.
Right.
2 passenger Pullman cars, 3 40 to 70 foot box cars, 3 flat cars, 2 3-dome tankers, 1 burrow crane, 1 200 to 250 ton derrick or big hook, 1 idler flat, 2 caboose, and various work train camp cars.
Okay.
Are they looking
Why
for
I do
information?
that?
So I'm not sure what that list calls for exactly, or what what do these things have in common? Well, they go on track.
Go on tracks.
I mean,
Yep.
40 to 70 foot boxcars. That's a hell of a difference.
I mean,
Well,
They just want some box cars,
they
basically.
just want
They're
box
covering all
cars,
the
yeah.
bases.
I mean, there's like giant 86 foot ones that live in, I think, Logan,
Well, I don't
Ohio.
want those.
I mean, it's
Oh my
oddly
gosh,
specific.
picture of Hunter Harrison.
And you know what? I'll look into my sources and I'll find out because this now intrigues me. So I know one Netflix film or something like that was recently shot up at the Valley Railroad. They did a couple scenes up there with it.
Oh yeah, you know
I
what?
remember
You know
that.
what?
Like,
I remember that because TJ was talking about it. He just happened to hear a whistle and he wandered into the living room. His parents were watching this thing, and he's like, "Oh, that looks like the depot. Oh, hey, that's 3025."
it is the depot.
Yeah, so I mean,
On Depot.
I don't know where this is, but it's oddly specific. And ooh, speaking of things for sale and people looking for things,
Oh.
as we all know, this Ring Brothers Circus train is shutting down
Yeah.
very soon.
Who has this
Yes.
piece of news? I think Milky grabbed it.
Yeah, I did.
All right,
And
take it away.
they're selling their equipment
Yes.
for obvious reasons because
Yes.
they're obviously not going to use it anymore. Keep in mind these things are highly modified, but they all are open for bidding right now. If you happen to have enough money, if you'd like to
I got
buy the
you,
Iron
no.
Horseman Railroad, or the Iron Horseman Chronicles, a private passenger car, you're more than welcome to. It'd be greatly appreciated.
Just watch. They buy one, they don't tell us what it is, and it's one of the livestock cars.
Or
I'll
it's one of
take
the flat
I'll
cars.
take it.
It's
I'll
full.
still
The flat
take it.
cart. But at any rate, there's a couple
actually
rumors
interested.
swirling around of a Mr. Ross Rowland
Oh dear.
buying up a lot
Oh,
of these
no.
things for a second American Freedom Train,
There we go.
Yes.
or the Yellow Ribbon Express,
Yeah, okay,
which
we'll see.
I've talked about that.
is supposed to happen this year, but that's not happening this year. So
Uh,
there is quite a big possibility that someone with the right amount of money, the right amount of ambition, like Ross, we could see another American Freedom Train in our lifetimes, or even just another big national excursion
Let's
train.
do it.
Because there's
Iron
enough
Horseman, American
equipment
Freedom
within
Train.
those 2 trains that it could be done with the right amount of effort and the right amount of work. This is the largest sale of passenger equipment in recent memory in the past, 40 years. Like, major sale, there's a lot of it for sale. All these cars are going to go into a lot of different places. And I have a funny feeling one person's going to be buying quite a bit of them.
Yeah. And then he's going to be running them at above the speed limit and rack up 3,000 violations again.
Plot twist, it's JJJ.
Oh, no.
Actually, I wouldn't be surprised. He's another guy with the capability.
Guess what I'm going to do? Hoard more things.
They'll just sit in the storage yard, and, you won't be, nobody knows why they're there, and you won't really be able to see them during the tour. He'll, bury them in the yard. That's one thing I don't like about the Age of Steam tour. They don't really, we were outside for a grand total of maybe 20 minutes. And that was just, on the concrete pad outside, in front of the back shop, they had a switcher out there, and around outside of one of the turntable stalls. Couldn't go on, the other side of the turntable where all the cool stuff was.
Well, we all love cool stuff. And if there's one group of people that have cool stuff that is... It's lamer cool stuff, but it's cool stuff nonetheless. It's the British.
Colorado or Museum?
No, it's the British. We have really cool stuff. It's just rusty.
And slightly smaller.
And on auction.
And
So is the Orm.
So the British recently launched, a program, a project, a thing.
A thingy. They did a thing.
For the first time in almost 50 years, since 1968, I believe.
I don't know.
Since sometime in the late 60s, a steam locomotive ran timetabled passenger services in England. It was not running, excursion trains. It was not running, because the British do mainline steam excursions all the time, far more than we do in the U.S.
Because nationalization.
Almost every other steam excursion you see is an engine out on the main line with an express train behind it. This, however, was not an excursion. This was a steam locomotive pulling trains that were scheduled for, commuter service and things like that along the Settle to Carlisle line.
Hey.
Which is, a lot of people remember
Which
MSTS.
is in MSTS. I remember trying to run the whole thing and having no idea how huge it was.
Yeah. Running trains between Skipton and Appleby for 3 days. It was A1 Pacific Tornado number 60163, the newest steam locomotive in England, which was completed in... I think that's still true.
Aren't they
13,
trying to build 3 other things?
Actually, well, I don't
Besides
know.
There's
two.
just 6 of them.
If
There's 6 restoration or new built locomotives over there.
Lynn might have gotten finished recently. I don't actually have any updated information on her.
Wait, what's Lynn?
Lynn is a...
Built 2008.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, no, Lynn should have been done, late last year.
I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to get more coffee.
Lynn was a Baldwin built 242 for export to the UK, and she was sent out there because there was a strike going on at the locomotive builders. They were busy campaigning for an 8-hour workday, and Baldwin was like, "We'll build you some stuff." And so
we'll just kind of give you this.
But then she got scrapped, and now she's been rebuilt. Anyways, my bold.
But yeah, that's basically it. Tornado ran timetable trains, which is kind of cool because it's a steam engine running timetabled service.
Yeah. I've seen the video from that.
I don't think it's something we'll see more of, just because even though they didn't have technical difficulties or anything, it's still... it's still sort of an event. There's still concerns with the infrastructure. There's still concerns with safety, yada 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 yada. Yeah, exactly. All that good stuff.
Yeah.
So that's that.
Well,
that's neat.
I have something that is cool again, and by cool I just mean not on fire anymore, because things get pretty hot. So. Out in Newark, I believe. So, New Jersey Transit service has resumed in both directions between New York Penn Station and Newark Penn Station after a fire near the Portal Bridge. This was a it was a relatively minor event, all things considered, but it caused a nice crippling 45-minute delay. I believe this was I'm not sure what time of day this was, but sure as hell hope it wasn't during rush hour or something. So, riders are urged to plan extra time to travel. This is a little bit behind, but this was the first. That's my news from New York. I could use that to jump into a whole New York thing because I went down there a little while ago. But I want to take an aside real quick, and from here we can go to that. Who has the thing about the frickin' rail trail?
I do.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. So here is. Do you guys know what the High Line is in New York City?
I have a very vague idea.
Okay, it's an old. It was an elevated railroad in Manhattan, and it was converted to basically a long elevated park. And it's really cool, and it draws a lot of visitors and stuff like that. And there's a stretch of rail line in Queens, which is a borough to the northeast of Manhattan, that has been shut down for more than 50 years. Now, this was a former branch of the Long Island Railroad, and people are calling for it to be turned into what's called a linear park as well. The problem with this is Queens, as it stands right now, is pretty starved for subway and elevated access. It does not have the volume of traffic that the other boroughs have, except for Staten Island, I guess, but that hardly counts. Staten Island has a thing. They've got their own rail. But also, Queens has an awful lot of parks. So, while people are calling for this to be turned into a park, and of course NIMBYs really hate the idea of reactivation, it is critical, and this is something that's... Hey, I'd like to get this out there, but I'd like to get your opinion on it as well. You can check out this article, but it's critical that this Long Island Railroad branch gets attached to the current subway system. It needs to get cleaned up and patched up. But almost the entire right-of-way still exists now. They wouldn't have to demolish anything to put track down.
Which is good.
Which is good, and it's really unprecedented. So, yeah, the article calls Queens a transit desert. So...
Yeah, in New York.
Yeah, Queens Rail, the idea is, with this linear park, it would be only 47 acres, while the park that it runs through currently is 538 acres. And the city, well, the borough of Queens has apparently over 30,000 acres of parkland. So it would be a real drop in the bucket as far as everything is concerned, and it's pretty important to get this laid down as a usable stretch of rail before somebody comes in and parkifies it. Too bad. Although, unfortunately, sometimes even being a functional, profitable railroad does not save you. Isn't that right, Milky?
Indeed. Yeah, the Indiana Transportation Museum figured that out the hard way. Because there's two towns on the railroad that goes from Fishers, Indiana, to Noblesville.
Wait, physics?
No, Fishers.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Physics, Indiana, and I was like, well, that's a cool name for a town.
Physics! I mean, we have a hygiene.
No. And we have a few other places. And Noblesville, Indiana.
Okay.
To convert the local landmark, the Nickel Plate Railroad, right-of-way, or not right-of-way, but after railroad, into a walking and biking trail.
Don't do it.
No.
If you must.
There is a risk of using a major historic and economic benefactor. Okay, now here's my opinion. Don't do it.
If you
railroads make you money.
If you must do it, put it next to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. How hard?
Railroads
would that
can
Wales
make you money and are
and
good for infrastructure. You know what isn't? Bike paths.
I mean, bike paths are pretty good, but they don't make you money.
No,
They
they
don't.
cost you money. And
Possibly more money than the railroad.
People have been investing lots in bike paths recently, and it's why?
I mean, yes,
Because they're
they draw
good.
people, and they're good things when there isn't rail there. If there
No
isn't
way.
rail there, and there hasn't been rail there for a number of years, or it's long since been abandoned, go ahead, make a bike path. That's a great use for it. But when there's rail there and you want to tear it up, and it's being used,
Go
no.
away.
Look,
Oh,
I will defend Western Maryland Scenic on this one thing. The Frostburg branch. That was the Western Maryland main line, and it used to be double tracked. They put the bike path in on one track because there were businesses up in Frostburg that needed to have rail service. Now, granted, the Indiana Transportation Museum doesn't have a connection to a main line. However, it still brings in revenue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Granted, yes, the Western Maryland Scenic Right-of-Way is a complete piece of crap. Called cinders.
and their
That's a whole
engine.
other thing. Well, their engine is a whole other story. I think deserve to be scrapped. But
I've never seen their track. I don't know if it's that bad. Their engine's the thing I know is bad.
Did the Grand use coal ash as their ballast?
Ooh.
Wait,
It's
ash?
No.
not bad.
No, we used iron slag.
That's a lot
Same.
better than coal ash.
We took stuff from the CF&I steel mill and crushed it up and used
Yeah.
that as the ballast.
Western Maryland used that as the base layer and then the ballast. So
Ugh.
washouts happen a lot. But at any rate, that's another story for another time. The bike path brings in people to town. However, the railroad offers things for the bikers that you can take your bike up to Frostburg and bike down. Reading and
Can't
Northern
take your
started
bike
doing.
on the train though. I'm surprised how many people have asked that.
Actually, you can. Reading
No.
and Northern actually.
No, don't. It's a pain.
Yes, it's a pain. However, Reading and Northern actually has a system. They built ramps for it.
Screw the bikers.
Why?
Yes, however, the bikers bring in money libel.
You gotta appeal to people that
Bikers.
aren't foamers.
Yeah.
Yes, farmers don't.
You gotta appeal to people that aren't foamers, but of all the people to appeal to, why appeal to bikers?
Why is bikers
Appealing
such a
to people in
generalization?
general.
Who here hasn't ridden a bike?
I mean,
Oh, who's...
I mean, I haven't really run one for a few years, but
you know,
When I say biker, I mean the Rubber Pants Brigade.
Yeah, but they're
Okay.
not the
More
only
like
people
short
that
shorts.
use bike paths.
No, but they're the only people that are going to adamantly push for legislation to tear up a piece of infrastructure and replace it with a bike path.
Okay, sure,
Yes.
but they're not the only people that A, like bike paths, and B, use bike paths.
I agree 100% that bike paths are an amazing thing, especially for the railroad enthusiast, because then you can walk up these paths and see the railroad right next to you.
Mhm.
Or you
Yeah.
can race a train if you so choose. I've seen that, and it's hilarious.
Oh, there's one.
Kind of fun.
There's a bike path that runs along the Providence of Worcester, all the way through Blackstone. It's Blackstone Valley Bike Path. It was added. It was just sort of stuck in there. The P&W grade didn't have room to stick a bike path there, so they sort of improvised. Sometimes it runs on one side or the other, or on the other side of a river or something like that. But it vaguely follows the right of way through there. And then the two other major bike paths in Rhode Island are formerly railroads. And they are incredibly useful, especially, I mean, Rhode Island is sometimes a special case. But it's
Yes.
really nice to be able to get from Providence to the East Bay just on a bike path, if you're on a bike. Or, you know, from the East Bay to Providence, vice versa, or from Warwick to Cranston, or whatever. Because it provides an opportunity to not drive.
Ay.
yeah, and also it's more direct usually.
Yeah. The bike path is pretty much a straight line.
That is one thing, and I won't pretend like there aren't people that do this. But that's Rhode Island. Everything's within spitting distance of itself.
Well, I'm sure, but this is, again, this is not the best example. This particular circumstance. I agree that it's stupid. I think
Yeah, like
they should put it next to, if they can do it at all.
I'm fairly. I haven't been to the Indiana Transportation Museum, but I've seen pictures from friends who have been out there, and they can fit another piece of track. That was double tracked at one point.
Yeah.
They can easily put a concrete road down right next to the right of way.
Yeah, do that.
Easily.
And that's what they should do.
And then you get double income.
Double income.
Double income.
Double jeopardy.
Double Jeopardy.
Is it a meme that I don't know about?
Yeah,
Yes.
you weren't
Yes.
here for that.
Yes,
I'll send it to you later. Anyways.
Okay.
Double Jeopardy.
Anyways.
double
Yeah, but it's nice to have these bicycle things. But at the same time,
I'm not saying it's not nice to
Don't
have a
tear up
bicycle
something.
path, but it's nice to have something that's actually, more useful.
I mean, as far as use goes, a tourist railroad is not really above a bike path.
Yeah.
I mean, for revenue,
Thanks, I'm the tourist
for
Yeah,
revenue of an individual,
kind of in
for revenue of an individual community, yes, but for actually the number of people using it, maybe not. That's debatable. You'd have to get into some serious statistics there.
Yeah.
TNS?
What?
The DNS?
I'm not going to be sitting there on the roadside counting plastic jockeys on their aluminum donkeys.
No.
Okay.
Actually, this is one thing. This is a positive that I will say for bike paths. I very much like bike paths for this. They keep bikers off the road.
Yeah, and that's important.
Damn right.
That's important for drivers and for bikers.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
During the summer, there are literally hordes of bikers around here.
When you guys say bikers, I don't
But
think
see-
people on pedal bikes. Just saying.
Well,
See,
well, both.
Well, yeah, but you're
Well,
not
no,
you're not gonna
motorcycles
take a
usually don't
Harley
go down
Davidson on
those
a bike
trails.
path.
I don't know. I've seen it before.
Now
Generally,
go to
you're not
Port
allowed
Toma
to.
Bay and do that. Have fun.
I know you're not allowed to. I've still seen it before.
If you tried to pull that crap through Cranston, there'd be like a cop car waiting for you at either end.
No, they just follow you down the bike
No,
path.
they would just wait because you got to come out sometime.
I'm nowhere and everywhere at the same time. You just kind of disappear in the middle of it.
Yeah. Well, if you're
There's a
smart,
secret exit.
but yeah, no, that's not great. Don't do that, guys.
But Jader, when you say hordes of bikers, it depends. Which is the predominant gender? It really depends.
I don't really
Not
I don't
much
really
on your
notice the
podcast.
genders. I just see hordes of bikers. They're in my way, and I mean, most of the time I can just kind of, there's no other cars, so I can just kind of scooch around in the other lane.
Yeah.
Well, that's why the various things are important for coexistence of multiple modes of transportation: sidewalks, bike lanes, bike paths.
We'll see.
Like-
Out here, they're just riding around on the back roads and
Yeah, it's
everything.
just 2 lane
Where
roads
I
forever
drive to
and
go places. Yeah, 2-lane. One of my friends lives on a road that's barely 1 lane.
Jeez.
Yeah, let's say the school bus is coming through, and you're on the other side. You literally have to go like in the ditch, so the bus has enough room to get through.
Awesome.
It's
Fun.
horrible.
SMH.
If anybody from Monroe Township is watching this, fix your damn roads. Also, learn how to pre-treat.
Fix your roads.
Yeah. Also, seriously, learn how to pre-treat.
I don't know what
Retreat.
that is.
Now, pre-treating like for ice and stuff.
Oh, okay. Put
Yeah.
down the salt before everything gets frozen.
Yeah, they don't. And
We're not
and the
using
school
salt
do-
this year.
Well, no, and the school doesn't call it off. Put like a delay or something for the ice to melt or for them to actually get out and do things.
Yeah.
And I've almost died twice this year driving to school.
Listen, you got nothing on this guy. You got nothing on this guy right there.
You do that on purpose.
I
though.
don't do that on purpose. I had to drive 3 hours back to school through a snowstorm.
That guy drives like a maniac.
Yeah, I know.
You
Anyway,
still well.
I
you
ended
still
up
drive
going
like a
sideways.
maniac.
Mom, Dad, I'm sorry if you watch this. They're not gonna watch this. But anyways, If anybody from... Where is this? Where's this?
Monroe
thingy?
Township.
No. Whatchamacallit? The stupid...
It's the stupid is the nickel plate rail
Yeah,
trail.
where is that?
It's up here.
Indiana.
No, like... Okay.
Indiana Transportation
If
Museum.
if anybody from the area around the Indiana Transportation Museum is listening, don't do that. Don't do this.
Hi.
And they have a petition online that you can sign.
I'm gonna go sign
Folks,
it.
go sign that petition.
I don't know if it'll really do anything, but I'm gonna
Yeah,
sign
please link that.
Basically, all the petition needs to do is move the rail trail about 10 feet to the left, and everything will be fine.
And no,
I
they
didn't even say 5 feet.
they need to take the rail trail and push it somewhere else.
Yeah.
it. And push it 10 feet to the right.
Exactly.
It's not complicated.
It's not complicated.
I'll go find the
Well,
petition.
it's the government. Of course it's complicated. It's supposed
All
to
you need
be.
to do is fill out the
Oh,
proper form.
okay.
The problem is finding the
Yeah,
proper form.
permits.
At any rate, let's move off the subject.
Yeah,
We've
let's,
been on this for quite some time.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
Let's discuss.
we're gonna scare everyone who's ever ridden a bike off of our viewer list.
Yeah.
Well, bye.
We have a viewer list?
Yeah, it's about 5 people. Well, it's 4 people now. Anyways, let me real quick touch on something else out of New York. So, also, it says it's closing indefinitely. It's closing for like 2 or 3 years. The Waldorf Astoria, one of the most legendary hotels in the world, allegedly, is closing for 2 or 3 years to redo basically the whole thing. Not like looks redo necessarily, but they need to do a major overhaul on just the building itself.
Renovation.
They actually have already closed as of this weekend. Yeah, they closed on the 3rd.
They have closed, and they will be closed for a few years in order to basically redo the building, because it's almost 100 years old. The building's 90 years old or so, and it needs some major structural renovation. But then it'll be back. So,
As condos.
as condos,
Yes, they were converting it to condos.
Oh, yeah. is reportedly
Yay.
planning to change most of the rooms to condominiums. Reportedly. We'll see if that.
I feel like that'd be fun.
We'll see if that happens. But, well, I mean, we know that if it's in downtown Manhattan, it'd be fun to have, but none of us are going to be able to afford it.
Well,
Yeah.
it's the... Do you think you'd ever be able to afford it?
No. No.
Okay.
I
So
don't
my,
know, maybe.
My question is who owns the rail cars in the basement?
That is true.
Does the government own them? Does the New York Central own them?
Just the Waldorf
What
Astoria.
cars? What cars are in the basement?
There's a baggage car and there's an old presidential car in the basement.
Oh yeah,
of
that.
Why?
On the-
Because
Wow.
because it's over Grand Central area.
Yeah, the tracks go right underneath the street there, Park Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
At least I think it's Park
Ew.
Avenue.
Oh, are they parked? They're not like in the basement of the
No,
hotel. They're like
They're not like in the basement
No,
of the
they have
hotel
their
off
own
tracks.
separate
They're like in the spur for the Waldorf Astoria.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
considered an industry.
I was gonna
center,
say it's like, why do they have rail cars just in the
They
basement of a
disassembled. They
hotel?
put them down there.
Yeah, like I was trying to figure that out.
No, that was they were. You know why that was built, right?
It was for
The president to hide that he had polio,
yeah.
Yeah,
so they could bring him in on the train, just take him all the way, have a special elevator in there, and it's all really neat. So I'd love to get down there, but there's I believe it's an ex-central baggage car and something else that was for the president. They're heavily armored. They're true pieces of history, and Metro North uses the siding as a maintenance away siding currently.
Mm-hmm.
I do know that for a fact. I've seen pictures of like Capiz down there, but I wonder who owns them. Does Metro North own them? Does the U.S. government own them? What's going to happen to them? You know?
Oh, found it.
I mean, odds are nothing.
Well, yeah, probably. They're not gonna-
Probably going to continue.
But see,
sitting.
the thing is if the building needs structural damage or has structural damage,
Need
foundational
structural damage. Hit it harder.
See, my thing is if there's
Or some
foundational
jet
damage,
fuel.
they're probably going to have to go down there. And if they remember these things are down here, what the hell are they going to do to them?
It's probably going to be
that's
like
my
every
question.
time they find them down there. What are these doing on here? I don't know. What are we going to do with them? I don't know. Okay. And then you leave. But, well, I mean, they've been sitting there long enough. You think the Waldorf Astoria don't. Because, if you sit on something long enough, you own it.
Apparently.
As this church in Mason City found out.
Oh no.
So, the way I understand it. Okay, so Mason City Church has filed a lawsuit against the Iowa Traction Railway, alleging the company built a rail line on its property without permission. Now, let me preface this. They did. Iowa Traction Railway installed the line after negotiations for the railroad to acquire a portion of the church's land were unsuccessful. That is what the church claims. So, according to the church, yes, they absolutely did. The railroad owns land immediately adjacent and to the east of the real estate owned by the church. The petition states the church has asked Iowa Traction Railway to remove the line, but the company refuses. So, they apparently... This is how the story seems to go. The railroad goes to the church and says, "Can we build a passing siding on your land here?" And the church goes, "No." "Can we buy the land so we can build a passing siding on it?" "No." "Can we pay you so that we can put the siding on it?" And we'll just, "No." And time goes by. Time goes by, and they build.
What I'm getting out of this is the church is against railroad.
This one in particular, it seems to be. Time goes by. They build the spur anyways. The church complains to them a bunch, but they never pull up the spur.
A few months after.
Yeah.
They did.
And then much more time goes by, and the church files a lawsuit. The lawsuit finally gets to the court, and they say, "Why'd you wait so long?"
Yeah.
Because if you occupy a piece of land for a certain amount of time, I'm not sure what that certain amount of time is, I assume it varies by jurisdiction, you own that land, because nobody's come to get you off of it. So the moral of the story is, if somebody puts a railroad track on your land, take them to court immediately. Don't wait a while.
Because you will lose it.
Yeah.
You either have to move it, or you will lose it.
And the document states the document also states that the deadline for filing a suit had passed, and the railway's lawyers also allege in the document that the church is barred from filing suit due to the doctrine of unclean hands. This doctrine means the suing party has done something unethical in relation to the subject of the lawsuit. I don't know what that is. Oh wait, there's more. Court documents do not give any specifics as to the church's alleged unethical behavior. So, I don't know.
Isn't religion wonderful?
Yeah.
We're all gonna go to hell anyway.
The church is seeking an unspecified amount in damages from the railroad, in addition to a court injunction requiring the company to remove the rail line from the church's property. I guess.
Damages.
What?
Damages.
But
What they
here's
do?
the thing.
Spray diesel, sit on the side of the window.
Okay, here's the thing.
I mean,
oh, the horror!
I do not have more comprehensive pictures of this website, or of this site, rather, of this location. I have no idea if this piece of land that the church owned is actually anywhere near the church.
It's probably like 3 miles away. The church owns lots of strange land.
I would assume not.
I would, because at no point does it say they built the rail line next to the church. And also, how could, if it is next to the church or anywhere near the church?
How would they not notice
Exactly. For this long. For however long
Like,
it
how did
was.
you not see just a train there?
It's probably some weird thing like 3 miles away. Next to a warehouse or something.
I can imagine. Back at the railroad headquarters, after they're getting, when they were like, okay, I think we need to install a passing siding over here. Well, who owns that portion of land? I don't know. Goes to goes to.
Parcel locator.
Yeah. Figures it goes to the government office. Gets it's owned by a church.
They'll love to build it anyway.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Well, time goes by. Okay, I guess they're not going to give us the land. Do you think they'll notice if we put this here anyways? And then more time goes by, and like a parishioner shows up and is like, I went to go to such and such spot of land that I know this church has sanctioned away. I haven't been there in a few years, but there's a rail line there now. And the priest just throws the Bible down. Is like, God damn it!
God damn it, Bobby.
I can picture that.
We told them not to do that.
It's like, why didn't they listen to us? We have the Holy Ghost on our side.
Or
Probably because it's a ghost.
The priest is praying to God, and he's saying, can you smite these people that took this land from us? And God's sitting over there counting his cash, going, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably. It's at the same time annoying and one of the most entertaining pieces of railroad news to come out this week.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
It's just a legal cluster.
Yeah.
Alright, what else is going on?
Speak up, you gold clusters.
Hold on, it'll be answered in a second.
A volunteer at the Museum of Transportation in St. Louis was fatally wounded while working on I think it was an old car.
Oh, great. So we go from the most entertaining news this week to one of the most depressing.
Yeah, and this is going to cause repercussions across the whole industry.
Yep.
I can see it now, and I think, Wild, you can agree with me there.
Huh?
about the death volunteering.
I get it.
Mm.
Like,
yeah.
that is going to cause repercussions across the whole of the railroad preservation industry.
Oh yeah.
With the insurance companies.
Also, he died filling up a
I have
tire.
no doubt. Yeah.
He died doing what?
He died filling up a tire. He was restoring a 1937 milk delivery truck, and while he was filling up the tires, one of them exploded. A piece of the wheel hit him in the head, and he died.
How How do you die that way?
Okay. I think I have an idea. Okay. So you know the air plug that you put into the little plug on.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. He didn't put it on right, and it exploded, and it went all crazy like a fire hose and whacked him in the head. There.
You can these are not new tires either. Like, they're gonna be stiff rubber, and when they're gonna blow up, when tires blow up, it is not. It's not like a balloon going off. It is like
it's not like a Mickey Mouse cartoon.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Chris, you of all people should know about gas at high pressure being dangerous.
Yeah, fair point.
Yeah, when the 113 has an inevitable boiler explosion after you forget water again, it's not going to go.
No.
We pulled into the station. The tender was dry. What?
No. We never ran out of water. No.
Totally.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
No. Seriously. You didn't hear that. I am not part of the 113 crew. I have no idea who these people are.
Yep.
Who am I?
Of course not.
Who are you? Who is
I have no association.
I'm Mickey Mouse. Who are you?
I only have one little other thing, and then we can go
Anyways, I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
We
Sorry.
can only go.
I have a few other things.
Oh, I've got one little thing. We should be doing lightning around here because we're over time. But anyways.
Oh wait.
And if you have something that can save until next week, save until next week. I'll skip my thing.
I have one thing.
You're not gonna be.
T1A on Streamline is coming this Saturday or Friday.
Wrong section.
Wrong section. Point.
Yeah, actual point.
You fail.
Okay.
You lose.
Wrong.
Good day, sir.
You get nothing.
All right. What do you guys? What about you
An
guys?
actual news that's full scale.
You just.
The Oregon Electric Railway Museum. We moved the name. What did you do?
What?
We moved the name to our museum. What did you do?
What did I do?
Milky. I need to steal your spotlight for a second.
I'm not trying to hide anything.
Can we hold off locomotive versus for like 20 minutes? Or 10 minutes?
No.
Filler.
I forgot to write down what it was going to be.
This is filler.
We never even decided.
just-
All right, well,
I-
let's just
'cause I
cover these
have
things.
got
We'll continue.
Just a second. So I'll be back.
Alright. Oregon Electric Railway Museum has moved steeple cab number 21
Yay!
to our museum from British Columbia. Which is
Staple
nice.
Does it? What kind of shape is it currently? It looks to be in pretty good shape.
It is in pretty good shape. It's going to require quite a bit of outside work. There was plenty of inside work that was already done by the kind folks up in Canada, but
By the Canucks.
it's not that bad.
Good, eh?
It's better than the Mayan car that you can see out the window in the picture that I took out of the cab.
Oh, whoops. Let me see these pictures. Oh, yeah. There we go. Milan car.
Not bad.
Milan car looks nice. I'm just gonna go.
I like the
through-
blue. I like the blue stripes.
Yeah. Let me see if I can get a good
She
picture
ain't
of the
gonna be
engine.
that way for
There it
much
is.
longer.
They're safe.
Safety stripes. You know,
Yeah,
you guys
that's
need on the
the
front. You need a
pink-
big rising sun.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Very
No.
honor.
No,
On
we're
the-
painting. We're
It's
putting in
safe.
big white. We're painting it black, and we're putting a big fat 21 on the front.
Got him.
God, that's boring.
Well, maybe you're boring.
You know what isn't boring?
Wow.
What?
New switcher. Right, Milky.
Sweeter.
Oh yeah, the new
This feature?
the new EMD switcher that's
Jeeps.
Ford compliant.
It's
Jeep.
shiny as
Jeep.
dicks. It looks
Jeep.
nice.
Jeep.
It's tier 4.
Jeep.
Progress
What
with,
more could you
yeah.
ask for?
Jeep.
and it uses parts from GP40s.
Jeep.
Look at this thing.
So
I like it.
Shiny.
they reclassified it. We could have Jeeps again on the
Okay.
market.
It is an
Rather than just the
EMD24B. That's a mouthful. They all are.
It's a what?
An EMD24B.
What? I guess they can't get away with calling it a GP70.
Jeez.
Why don't they just do that?
But it's neat. They were using old parts, and
2,000
It
horsepower?
looks good.
that's
Come on,
about
guys.
250 horsepower more than RFC7s get out here.
I mean, that's 1,000 less than an actual GP40.
Yeah, but 2,000 horsepower isn't something to shake a stick at. Like you can get away with that on a short line and stuff.
And X2
On
Ford
any
compliant.
class 3, you can get away with 2,000 horsepower.
Even some Class 2s you can get
Yeah.
away with.
I mean, that's
We
true.
do it all the time.
There's however many GP38s running around,
and
Yeah.
and they're tanks.
and U-boats sometimes.
Yeah,
Still.
Yeah.
U-boats.
Well,
What's
not early.
And even
U-boats, but-
the Grafton and Upton has F units. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, this thing.
While we're out here with our SD9s.
I mean, Ohio Central's however many SD40-2s and
If
-7s.
you're running a short line and you can afford one of these, you should get it because it's
Yeah.
efficient.
Yeah.
efficient?
I mean, Ohio Central has this. I don't know what it is, but they have this genset thing. Let me try to find a picture of it. But it's this
Yeah.
genset diesel switcher thing.
Ah.
Hang on.
If only the same rail company could produce a 2.4 SD9, I'd be impressed.
It's like an S.
Can you get?
I don't understand this.
Can we
thing.
get a high hood version of this thing?
Yeah.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Yeah.
Can we
Triggered.
get a high hood version?
Yes.
And-
Every Jeep needs a
High
high
hood
hood.
everything.
High hood, all of it.
High hood and
I
long
would say
hood
high hood
forward.
steam engine, but
And
those
then-
are called Fairleys.
Yeah.
Engine in
Yeah.
both directions.
How about the Inverto Farley?
A cab at each
Farley.
end. So,
um,
what else have we got?
Didn't the Italians build something like that?
I don't know. I know we accidentally made one when we crashed 2 years into one another.
The spaghetti train?
No, in Rao. In Reservoir.
Spaghetti.
oh.
Spaghetti. I'm spaghetti.
Air is cold, train is heavy, brakeman is ready, mom's spaghetti.
What's this other stuff? What about...
The Slurge.
There's Canadian National
Ooh, what's
Fort
this?
being restored
Where?
up in
Oh, no.
Fort Erie, Ontario.
It's got a...
And Ellis might recognize it from somewhere.
Yeah.
Yep. It's the same one that was used in TRS-06.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I remember going, this is like the only decent steam engine we have.
Yeah.
I mean, we had some alright steamers in 06. I remember being like...
Yeah.
I remember being
I
like,
mean-
there's nothing in between the... What was it, like the C-41
Northern.
and the big boy. Oh wait, there's this thing. Oh, it's got a Vandy on it.
No, we had the Giplin Shay.
That is
Those
definitely
2 foot.
underneath. That is definitely underneath the C-41
Yeah.
in size.
Also, it's Gilpin, not Gipling.
Gipling.
I'm stupid. Sorry. I said...
Also, there's only 1 or 2 pieces left of that engine, and I showed Ellis a picture of one around Christmas time.
Oh jeez.
Oh, we could talk about that.
Yeah, we can talk about that.
After
Actually,
we do that,
see, now I wish Chris was here for that, because I just wanted to hear people's reactions to the story.
yeah. But before we do that, Iowa Pacific fails at taxes.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
this is kind of important. We probably should have covered this earlier.
Yeah.
Well, better late than never. The Texas State Railroad, which is owned by Iowa Pacific, apparently owes $250,000 to the state of Texas in sales taxes.
Nice. Kids,
Yeah.
do your taxes.
Tax season coming right up.
Taxis.
Tax
Oh,
high.
tax season. I thought you said taxis coming right up. I was like, wait, what does that have to do with
Bolton
anything?
taxation.
But yeah, that's $252,374
Yeah.
in taxes on Texas sales
Jeez.
between October 2016 and January. Guys,
Not good.
yeah, you guys are.
Yeah.
Hey,
Learn to tax.
JJJ, you need some more engines.
No. There's no room.
No.
Too many
But-
trains.
The Texas State Railroad's no longer managed by them, so they won't go under.
Yeah,
It's Iowa Pacific that owes
Yeah.
the money.
Iowa Pacific's up the freaking creek.
Yeah,
Where are they going to find
They-
$250,000?
they're gonna sell a whole bunch of railroads.
Yeah. Also, apparently, I'm included in this. Where
Oh,
I just saw my name twice. Oh, never mind. Ed Ellis.
okay, Elves.
Plot twist, you own Iowa Pacific.
I owe him a lot of
However
money.
many. Loads.
Yeah. This is sub great for Iowa Pacific. It's pretty sub great. In fact, it's not good.
Yeah,
Good.
but
So
you know what else isn't good? When you have bushes growing into the side of your interurban baggage car.
oh, literally into the car.
Yeah,
Oh, that's not good.
it was that bad up until Wednesday when I was up there for the Oregon Electric 21 move.
Yeah.
We got done at around noon. We decided to take a break for beans,
For beat.
and then we went back.
For memes?
For dreams.
No beans,
Damn it.
like lunchtime railroad terms.
Oh, okay.
I haven't heard that term
Time for
before.
beans.
Leibold, is that a term?
Is what a term?
Beans for lunch. He said take a break for beans.
Bean?
Time for beans.
Never heard it before.
You don't use it down there, no?
No.
We use it
We-
here all the time.
We have a really shocking saying. We go, hey, let's go for lunch.
Wow.
That's too simple.
Yeah.
Let's just go
Say-
get some.
Actually, no, that's not true. Sometimes we'll say blow the whistle.
That
Yeah.
sounds like a
Chicken on
euphemism
train.
of jacking
We
off.
actually voted
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Well, no,
You say
that'd
that
be
about
getting
everything.
No,
Well,
I
that'd be
don't.
getting the
That's
suck.
Dean.
blowing the whistle would be getting the suck.
Again,
Blowing-
Kid.
Wasn't there a song about that?
Yeah,
there's a few.
I can't remember how it goes though.
Anyways, I'm still trying to I'm still trying to
I'll get you
still
a
trying to
photo,
fire up
but-
Steam over here because I lost my broadcast. I'm trying to get onto a different one.
You know who else is firing up Steam? 6-11.
Oh,
They announced their 2017 trip schedule on their website.
ah. Come up here, come up here, come up here, come up here, come up here.
Please go somewhere that isn't the South.
Here's a
No.
picture of 1191
No.
in.
No, Virginia,
And no?
Virginia, 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 Virginia,
Oh.
North Carolina, North Carolina.
But there's a picture of the bag of car before the bush and the swamp took over.
What are you doing in my
Also took
swamp?
the easy go for the great flood of 2017. That was great. About 3 inches of mud.
Fun.
So I figured out. Or
What?
sorry, never mind. I thought you were done.
Oh no, now there's an entire bush on this side of the car and the other side, but the other side's
Dude, he
completely
needs to shave.
gone.
Oy vey.
Greenland's doing it.
Anyways.
Okay. This is a name right here
Uh-oh.
that I'm. This completely unrelated. I'm skimming through homework that I have to be doing in the background.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
name of this character is Rodion Romanovich Raskolnikov.
Was he perchance accused of disconnecting rail cars from a moving train?
Well, that was a segue and a half.
I'm wondering because, I mean, this is breaking news, sort of. It's as breaking as it gets around.
I mean,
here.
Boo. Oh yeah.
As
I'm
it is,
getting news during
while
the
we're
podcast.
making, while we're making this podcast, it was posted.
like
6
how
hours
often
ago.
does that happen?
Wow.
So this guy,
Oh no.
what's it?
Wait, how do you
Look at this dude.
A freight train.
how do you disconnect cars from a moving train?
Carefully.
It's called a flying switch.
Yeah.
Technique.
It's not that easy.
I mean,
Like, how do you?
I have no idea.
Because like if the coupler is being like if the engine is actively pulling against the coupler and there's tension on the coupler, the pin is tough enough that you can't lift it.
mhm.
That's why when you're switching, sometimes you'll have to have the engine kind of back up just a little bit and give you slack in the coupler so that the pin comes
Yeah.
loose. Whenever they're uncoupling cars in movies, it's like you can't do that at that speed unless the brakes are halfway through setting.
This guy managed to do it at 45 miles an hour. So
How?
How?
it happened just north of Alene, Arkansas. The disconnected section came to a halt about a mile north of town. Meanwhile, the locomotives and the remaining cars continued for 6 to 7 miles to near Winthrop, Arkansas. That's where a crew member investigating the separation of the cars spotted a man jumping off the train.
Oh.
Okay. How would you not feel that? Like, how would you not notice? The train gets, like easier to move.
I don't know.
Like, how would you not? How would you not notice?
I don't know. I mean, they were probably just kind of cruising, and think about it. You're not gonna be like, the train seems easy to move. I wonder if I lost cars. You're gonna be like, oh, I guess things are getting a little bit easier over here.
Your initial instinct is probably you were on a grade
Yeah,
and you just
exactly.
topped over it.
Exactly. Not, I wonder if we just took off the back half of the train. It's just not something you think about right off the bat.
No. No, not really.
Here's my question: whose train was this?
Does it say?
Oh. It does.
Oh no.
Union Pacific.
Nope.
NS.
Bean Sniff.
Nope.
Cheers.
No.
They've only got one
Arkansas-
other railroad.
Arkansas Midland?
It's KCS.
Oh. No.
Aw.
This does not count. This is not a derailment, though. This does not count towards their ability to get the, or not get the mantle. So
Mantle.
that's just a thing. That's in the cargoes. That's interesting. That happened.
Yeah.
And what else? We're still waiting for Chris to come back.
Can we just...
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, he said he was going to be part of Locomotive Burbish.
4449
Versus-
is going out on the BNSF mainline again.
Oh.
The
For a
BNS...
trip to
the
Bend,
BNSF.
Oregon.
Ben!
Yeah.
I've flown over there.
Yeah. I usually go by there. But they're doing the trip down the Oregon trunk line from... They're starting out at Portland, heading down the Columbia River, and then they're going to take a turn to Biggs Junction, and then they're going to head down the Deschutes River to Bend. Very scenic route that doesn't get a lot of passenger miles. Unless if your Amtrak and UP decides that, we're going to be easy about repairing this washout.
Oh yeah, how's that
You
going?
know,
I think they've got the Fire River back up,
Okay.
but
Here's my little aside with the news before we get to some of the funny stuff. Because we've got a couple of bigger things that we can.
wait.
What?
BNSF is also hiring
Oh, yeah.
in Montana.
Hey, if you
About
want
3,000
a job with
jobs, I
them,
think. Yeah.
either go to Montana right now and get hired by BNSF, or get hired by Norfolk Southern and wait a few years.
Yeah.
wow.
Just just making my educated guesses here.
Soon,
Educated
Sam.
geese.
Anyways, oh, you know what? I've got a
That's
couple.
all that.
Yeah, okay. So this one I'll save because that's for a little while down the road. This one was from before last podcast, so I should cover it right now. Connecticut governor backs enhanced rail plan for Western Massachusetts. Now this is something that's more near and dear to my heart than a lot of these articles that we cover. In no small part because generally a better rail plan for Western Massachusetts involves a better rail plan for bringing trains into Albany here. Because once you go out past Springfield, the only place you're going to really be turning around is after you cross the state line. So, with that, the Connecticut governor, Daniel Malloy, that's a name, in a letter first reported on Mass Live, Malloy called for his Bay State counterpart, Charlie Baker, to okay the planning and engineering of rail service linking the region cities, like Hartford and Springfield, and east to Worcester and Boston. So,
Worcestershire.
yeah. So, while Worcester hates CSX, they are probably pretty okay with better passenger service. They've got a pretty good amount of it, actually. They've got the MBTA that runs there. And they've got Amtrak as well, but it's only one train a day. Brennan estimated the end of the project shovel-ready will cost about $20 million for all the preliminary blah, blah, blah. And the administration is not committing to the project yet, but they're saying that the planning process is ongoing, and they basically want their counterparts to join in a little bit.
Right.
Which I'd be very, very happy to see, especially if we get, upstate on the board here, or even just New York State in general. Because this is my gripe. And what's funny is I keep a B&A timetable around for this very purpose, for the purpose of using this gripe. The Boston and Albany used to run a total of 10 trains per day, 5 east, 5 west, from Boston to Albany and back. So, now we get 1, and there were, of course, a smattering of other trains that reached intermediate points. But
Yeah.
I would very much like it if we did not have to deal with only one train a day on the Boston and Albany corridor that used to host so many and connects a couple of fairly important points. So any plan to get more trains going in that direction is a plan that I can get behind.
Mm.
So I don't know. That makes me. It makes me hopeful to see this, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, it's now been 20 minutes since Chris left.
Yeah. We do have one more thing though that is sort of related to this.
Yes,
another
we
rail
do
plan
actually.
out there, and it's a little bit more. In
There
your
is
neck of the
another
woods.
rail plan. It is in my neck of the woods, and it's kind of odd.
Mm-hmm.
So there's currently in Colorado there are two Amtrak through passenger trains. There's a Southwest Chief that stops in La Junta, and then I don't believe stops elsewhere in the state. It might stop in like Walsenburg or something, but kind of way out of the way. And then the California Zephyr, which goes through Denver, obviously. But
And
And that stops in what?
Excuse
That also stops in like Grand Junction, doesn't it?
yeah, it stops in Glenwood, Grand Junction. Where is it just outside? It's not Winter Park because there's no station in Winter Park. Or, I mean, now there is. They built one, but
By the way, I gotta say
it's like just
the only reason I remembered that Grand Junction is a thing is because of an interaction that my character and your character had in the Zombie Train saga.
Yeah.
But anyways, continue.
Grand Junction. But anyway, so there's a proposal. Well, the article is from Denver 7 News. That's our local ABC station. And the article reads, a proposal that aims to continue work toward a Pueblo stop on Amtrak's Southwest Chief passenger train route and to add a passenger train route from Trinidad along the Front Range to Fort Collins cleared a Senate vote on Thursday morning. This was last Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Senate Bill 153 is co-sponsored by Senator Larry Crowder, a Republican who represents much of the area in southern Colorado. The Southwest Chief runs through, as well as Senator Leroy Garcia and Representative Danya Esgar, both Pueblo Democrats. This is one that both sides of the aisle seem to agree on would be fairly good, especially with the freight traffic starting to die out a little bit along the Front Range.
Mm-hmm.
Passenger services, yeah. Passenger service is something that it could be viable. You'd have to do it in a timely manner because there is a freeway that parallels the track.
Mm-hmm.
But I know for a fact it's prone to congestion, particularly during weekdays. And there are people that commute between Colorado Springs and Denver, Pueblo and Denver, for whatever have you. If a train could, if a railroad could provide service between Pueblo, Colorado Springs, and Denver at, not necessarily a cheap price, but a decent enough price, and do it to be competitive time-wise with the freeway, I think it'd be a very viable service. It's very traveled. Again, there are a lot of people that commute that far, which is kind of odd, but regardless.
So,
Especially if the train would stop in Denver Union Station, which is right in downtown Denver where all the offices and everything are, whereas the freeway, it's kind of a pain to get into downtown because it's a freeway going into downtown.
Mm.
I feel like that's not just a Denver thing, that's just a freeway thing.
yeah,
Everywhere,
that's
yeah.
Yeah. The bill would replace the Southwest Chief Rail Line Economic Development Plan, the Rural Tourism Plan, and the Infrastructure Repair and Maintenance Commission with a new commission, the Southwest Chief and Front Range Passenger Rail Commission, which is a really big mouthful.
Yeah, well, what? You said it's replacing 3 different things with one? I'll take that.
Yes.
I'll take
Well,
that.
it's replacing them, but they're due to expire on the 1st of July this year.
Okay.
So it's not like steamrolling over this plan. This plan that is currently in place, it's due to go away.
Mm-hmm.
But the new commission would have 13 members as opposed to the current 9 spread across the 3. 5 would be governor appointees, and 5 would be appointed by various metro planning organizations along the Front Range, and 1 would be appointed by RTD.
Okay.
Which you guys have RTD out there, right?
What?
Do you guys have RTD?
What's RTD?
Okay.
I'll tell you.
I didn't know if it was just a Colorado thing. I guess it is, but RTD is like our It's like our
Right,
metro or
Oh,
our
yeah. What does RTD stand for?
regional transportation district.
Denver? Wait, no.
Okay.
Oh, I
They
see.
do-
So Metro.
They do
Okay.
the like the light rail.
Okay, because
And
I
bus
honestly thought the D in
So try
RTD
Met,
was
okay.
Denver, and I was really confused as to why you'd think any of us would have that.
Well, no, and I didn't even know it stood for regional. It stood for regional transport district. It's just always RTD.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't know if you guys had that. But anyway,
I mean, we have various things like it, but
yeah,
Yeah.
and then the final two members would be a CDOT guy and an Amtrak guy,
thank you for writing. Yeah.
and they would just be on there for advisory.
Okay.
But it would call for the commission would also be tasked with facilitating a plan to build a passenger rail line along the Front Range, which the bill says may include, in air quotes, stops in Pueblo, Colorado Springs, Castle Rock, Denver, Boulder, Longmont, Loveland, and Fort Collins.
Wait,
Everything
whoa.
north of Denver.
Hold on. Well, you can go ahead. I'm just going to read the stops myself, because that was like, whoa.
Yeah, it's Pueblo, Colorado Springs, Castle Rock, and Denver. I feel like that would be very profitable. Boulder, Longmont, Loveland, and Fort Collins, I'm not so sure for a couple reasons. One, there's just not a lot of traffic out there. There's, in terms of passengers, there aren't near as many people commuting down to Denver from the north, that close to the mountains. Everybody that's coming from the north into Denver is like in Broomfield and Westminster. That's much further east. Additionally, I'm surprised it's not something RTD just does on their own, because they already have the light rail network reaching fairly far north, and they're expanding it pretty quickly. I'm half surprised that they don't just go to Boulder themselves.
I mean, that's true. I was going to say, when you get into, like, heavy rail transit is a completely different animal than light rail transit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it's not the kind of thing that it would call for. You know, they're not going to be running freight on it.
No, but
Obviously the traffic isn't enough to facilitate, like, a 30-car express train.
No, but think about it this way. All of New York City is heavy rail. You don't need 30-car trains or freight to justify heavy railroads. It just lets you have a lot more capacity opportunity, and also it can be easier for maintenance because it's tougher.
Well, yeah. I'm not advocating a light rail. I'm just saying that's what they have. They already have a very expansive network of light rail trains in the Denver area, particularly to the north.
Hold on.
Excuse me. Yeah, there's a map if you want to find that.
I'm confused at something, because literally in the first paragraph it says to add a passenger train route from Trinidad along the Fort Range to Fort Collins, and then when it lists the stations, Trinidad is nowhere to be found.
I mean, nobody goes to Trinidad. Nobody cares about Trinidad. Sorry, Heinz, but Trinidad's up there with Pueblo.
See.
Because I was gonna make a TD&W joke, but apparently it's not included.
No, it's again Trinidad is kind of like Trinidad's way out there.
Yeah, no kidding. That's why Eins works with it.
Right.
Uh-oh, he's back. He just logged back into the
back?
document. He's coming.
Uh-oh.
Here
he is.
So we still don't know who...
I'm back.
Yeah, I knew he was back. We still don't know who Anonymous Fox is, or Anonymous whatever the hell. Whatever. Listen, if you're the person that's been creeping
Can you go
on us...
fox yourself?
Yeah, if you're the person that's been creeping on us this whole podcast, go like... I don't know.
Go away.
Go like...
Hi.
Go away.
Try to be CSX's CEO or something, I don't know.
Quack, 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 quack. I figured out what that picture looks like now.
Scrooge
It
McDuck?
looks like... Well, no, it looks like Caesar What's-His-Bucket, who played the Joker in the in the 60s.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyways, what was your suggestion? Because I totally forgot what it was.
Reading I-10, aka the 2000 series, also known as Chris before the T1, versus Western Maryland 734, the H8 class of
The actual H9s, not the
not LS9 rebuild.
Okay, so
There are both steamlocomotive.com
are
pages.
we going to do this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, I thought we had a discussion topic this week.
Yeah, but we're
Yeah,
already
we
we're
kinda-
already
we kinda
40
did one
we're
with the
already
bikes.
40 minutes longer than this segment should be.
Yeah.
Oh my
I do
God.
have one thing.
Which means it is time for.
Okay.
Also,
let
we
me
have
pull up my
one too
list.
many. We have one too many things here. I'm going to get rid of one of them. We have one. Did you add this? Did you add another thing to the table, Milky, so you could fit this?
No, I didn't.
No.
No, that was me.
Oh, you added that
Damn
to
it,
the table.
Trader.
God damn it!
Well, I didn't add an extra thing, but I just put that in before we started.
Wait, what was there then?
No, and it was the Chodomotive and.
Oh, okay, that's fine. All right, can we get?
some of
Can
the
you guys
things.
get? Who's gonna be represented 734?
All right.
Quick,
Okay.
quick.
Judder, go get Steam Locomotive page for that.
I already got it for the I-10.
Okay.
Let's just scroll down a little bit.
Let me find it. Western Maryland.
Can we get a picture as well?
Yes, I will. I don't have one saved on my desktop here somewhere.
Western Maryland.
Give me a minute.
H.
Do not get one of 734 in recurrent attire.
Why
Yeah,
not?
I'm
Oh,
just
like,
like.
because it's not 734. That's me with my overalls.
Congrats.
Congrats.
Western-
7040 ad. There is an I-10
That's
consolidation,
not it.
and that's the wrong one.
Get it.
Doot, 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 doot.
Dude.
Double Jeopardy.
Double Jeopardy!
Double jab.
I
Double
don't
Jeopardy.
get that name.
You don't get it yet.
When did this exist?
You're not
Would
in
you
on
guys
the
take a
mini
minute to
meme.
look at what Kavan just posted in the main group?
Oh
No.
Oh dear God!
No.
Come on, post.
He found he found an ISIS emotive.
Log bar.
Why?
What?
All right, there is your I-10 consolidation, also known as Chris.
There's like no pictures of these things. There's either models or 734.
Search Western Maryland H-9 or H-8.
I did.
I think
I searched
eight.
H9. I mean, there's a brass model.
Well, do we have the
But that's
do we
really
have the
it.
Steam Locomotive page?
There's no pictures though.
Well, no, does Steam Locomotive. Oh dear God.
Fat.
Oh
right,
dear
though.
God. Oh dear. Oh dear God.
What?
Einz, what have you created?
Oh, not this again.
Oh,
Nope.
no.
Nope.
No.
It can't
Abort.
be that. Oh.
Abort.
Yeah, it's
abort,
that bad.
abort.
Okay.
That's not as bad. That's not.
Nope.
That's not the worst one I've seen. I have seen worse.
Yep.
Yeah.
Find the other things.
Yep.
Sus.
Figured this out beforehand, but forgot.
I have seen a K-36 with a beard. That's not that.
Oh
What?
dear God.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, I know this is out of topic, but I have news on Everett 11.
Okay.
It will be running
Not-
March 18th
Okay.
Cool.
for the cabin fever thing.
Cool.
So,
Need to know
yay.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I was showing up
Yeah,
there
I can't.
for that.
Oh wait. Okay, only half decent picture I can find. There. That's not sideways.
Kind of fuzzy.
There.
But okay.
It. You can sort of tell what it is. All right.
Wow, that's
Sort of.
like you need more air compressors.
Not a great
Oh.
picture.
It works.
It's not a terrible.
Well, it's either that or
It's
like
got two cross compounds.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
either that or I mean, there's a brass model here that I could use.
Use that.
Can we have
Eh.
the page for the? Can we have the Steam Locomotive page, please?
There's that, and the H9's all the way at the bottom.
Okay. H neon.
Oh, do you need another side picture of it?
If you have one, that'd be great.
Yes, I have an opposite side picture
Wait.
of the 2017.
Wait, of which
What?
though?
I-10.
Oh,
Wooten.
I mean you can put that in if you
Wooten.
want.
There you go. There's the other side.
Woot thins.
Who thins?
Who thinks they ain't thin, man? They ain't thin.
Fats.
No, they're not.
What is
Because I
this?
am huge and the babes go wide. I'm huge.
Okay, this isn't an H9, but I kind of like this thing.
I forgot about this. Oh, that's the wrong one.
All right,
It's
so
a Malay with
I
a
have the
tumor
builder's
bell.
photo.
who should go first? The fatty or the Western Maryland thing?
Hey! They're both
Western Maryland.
And they're not
No, you're
fat,
just-
they're fluffy.
No,
I
No.
disagree.
They're fluffy.
I disagree.
no, Chris,
So
you're
fluffy,
thick.
I'm gonna die.
What?
You're
Wow.
thick.
THICC.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways.
What?
Anyways.
So,
So, what do you? I don't know. I think Jado should go first. What do you guys think?
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Mm.
Sure.
All right,
All
Jado.
right.
yeah, what the
Have
heck?
at the.
Okay, Chris.
I've asked.
How many I-10s were built?
50.
Okay, draw 50.
All right, Chris, you asked the question.
The ball goes to Chris.
Okay.
Damn it.
I would say if this was the Pemsy, I would say, okay, what are your road numbers?
No,
If this-
we didn't get to that. We'll get to that in
Only
a
if this
future
is Pemsy.
episode.
Soon.
Minimum weight of rail.
I hate you. Wait, well,
Because
okay.
I'm fat.
Oh.
I'm fat. You know it.
Alright, 120 pounds.
Jesus.
118.
Oh my God.
Way to be those guys.
118.
You guys are fat.
Boy.
Yeah.
Okay,
Fat choo-choos.
Okay, I'm
Hey.
the door was
Start
skinnier
again.
than your asses.
Because you know they're fat.
Damn it.
They're fat.
weather pressure.
They're fat.
Oh,
Burning pressure.
210 psi.
220.
Way to beat those
God.
guys
Ooh.
twice in a row.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Huh.
Attractive effort.
68,263 pounds.
70,913.
Okay, well,
Alright, I hate the I-10s
Oh.
now.
Well, this is
Factor of
you
adhesion.
rigged it.
Factor of adhesion.
Yeah, you rigged it.
Oh, wait.
420.
Smoke.
4.01. It's actually the closest I've ever seen.
I've
I mean,
seen
we've had a few
fours.
fours.
Okay, I'm going to take a stab in the dark here. What is your grade area?
Oh dear. You win this, I know it. 74.9 square feet.
Holy shit, that's about the size of the 113. Jeez, these are 4.5 square foot.
Excuse me.
Wait, what's yours?
94.5.
Well, I'm done.
Huge.
I quit. Forfeit.
No, you can't forfeit.
It's not allowed.
What are your driver diameters?
You're taking
60
the destruction.
61 inches.
61.5.
Are you
What?
kidding me?
Oh!
It's rigged.
Oh
It's
my
rigged.
god. That is
Okay. I'm going to deviate for 1 second.
that's bullshit.
I'm looking on the Team Locomotive page, and I glance over to the I-1B, and I look at the minimum weight of rail, 0.
It's Jesus, it can run on water.
How much coal can it carry?
Tons.
Sufficient.
Actually, it only has the water capacity for that one. At any rate, I carry
You can ignore
18
them.
tons.
How much?
18 ton.
23 tons. I win something.
Oh,
Hey, congratulations.
Okay, what year were you built?
19. Well, it depends. They were built 1923, 24, and 25.
Shit. 1921.
Aw,
Well,
this is a friggin'
Yeah,
East
those-
Coast massacre.
I hate these.
uh,
I hate the
who
I
built
touch
you?
them.
Who built you?
Baldwin.
Damn it, equal.
All right.
Oh,
Okay.
dude. You got the ball.
How much water can you carry?
Gallons.
110 water capacity, 9,500 gallons.
15,000 gallons. I win
Wow,
another
that's a
thing.
big
Wow,
tender.
that's a
You said-
big-ass tender.
You said
Well, I
big
mean,
tent.
look at the size of
Huge.
the tender in the picture of the I-10. It's stubby.
Yeah, but they added hosting at the top.
Well, yeah, they added a
I
bucket a little
just
bit, but
don't
like
get-
that's not a lot. It's basically the
I
size
just don't get how you get a Northern out of that.
It's easy. It's called you take everything off, take the boiler, and add more of the
It's
tubes.
called Viagra.
Yeah.
I still don't see it though.
What is your weight on drivers?
287 10 pounds.
284 or 190 pounds.
Jeez, you win by
Heavy
that
sucker.
much.
Wait, who wins?
You do because you're a little
You.
bit lighter.
Wait, didn't he say 270?
Wait,
Well, same difference. 287,000.
Oh, 287. Okay, I'm like, okay.
And
Driver or engine wheelbase, actually. Let's go to the engine wheelbase.
Okay. 27.25 feet.
27.5.
ha!
Yes.
He wins. Jader wins.
27.5.
Eat my dick.
Jader wins.
With my quarter inch.
Yay.
Hmm.
Come on,
How
Jared.
big are your cylinders?
Diameter times stroke is 27 inches by 32.
Okay, draw.
Oh,
Wow.
okay, there you go, Chris.
Shit.
What shall I kill you with today?
In the background, you hear.
What's your evaporative heating surface?
3463 square feet.
3460. No, are you looking at the combined?
No?
Mm.
Just
Mine doesn't have
evaporative
square
heating.
foot, that's why.
Ha!
Wait, what's yours?
None of these have square foot. Mine is
Wait.
156.33 for the evaporative heating surface.
Oh, wait, divided by cylinder
Oh.
volume?
Yeah, evaporative heating surface over cylinder volume.
That's
Oh.
different.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, never mind. I'm looking at the wrong one.
Oh my god.
What are you looking at?
Yeah, the over the
Whose
cylinder.
stat is it anyway?
3,315 square foot.
Oh, God.
What was yours again?
163.30.
What?
Wow.
Am I reading the wrong thing?
Yeah, now you're reading the wrong thing.
God, stop reading the one thing.
Evaporative
damn
heating
it.
surface. Evaporative heating surface. Just that stat.
Okay.
It should be in square feet.
Okay,
Chris, what is yours?
alright.
3,315 square foot.
What is Jader? What is yours?
3463.
Jader wins.
I win
Good.
something.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Obama.
Superheating surface.
778 square foot.
945 square feet. I love how I have a bigger firebox and you have your damn anthracite.
I mean, he
No,
doesn't have
no,
bigger,
no,
you have a bigger
smaller
boiler.
firebox.
I'm stupid. Alright. Whatever. Combined heating surface.
Combined is 4093 square foot.
4093.
4093.
4,408.
Alright.
Wow, you have
Jader's
more of a
coming
heating
back.
surface.
Jader's coming back with the boiler stats.
I'm back from the dead.
He's 2 away now. 8 to 2.
I'm the best around. You can't keep me down.
You want to
Alright.
bet?
Oh, no.
Don't make that
Shut up.
bet. Don't do it.
Okay, what is the what's the engine weight? Did I already ask that?
No, you asked to wait on drivers.
Okay, what's
Okay,
the engine weight?
309,910 pounds.
Ooh, you win. I am at 314,950.
Ah, fat ass.
Shut up. ooh.
What's your
It's funny because it is true.
what's your total engine and tender weight?
Total engine is 502,950.
500 and what thousand?
502,950. So 503,000.
Wait. 595,510.
How?
That's what you get for having a huge tender.
Shit.
Yes, I win.
I've been here for I don't know how long, and I'm still not good at this.
It doesn't matter how good you are at this. Wybold will find a way.
No, I'm not. Alright.
Were you ever rebuilt?
That is not a style point.
I don't know.
Alright, fine.
Okay, here's one. Chris, do you have a feed water heater?
Yes, it does have a feed water heater.
What kind?
I have no idea. I know it has one. I think
Where
that-
are you gathering that it has a feed water heater?
I believe it's underneath the smoke box.
Wow.
No, now that I think about it, I'm not sure. I believe it has one.
Do you have a
Yeah.
picture of this? Because I'm looking. It doesn't have one of the stupid side mount ones, and it doesn't have a Worthington or an Alesco.
Take a look right underneath the smoke box there. I think that's feed water.
Another
Is it
box.
Can't really. Oh, here's a picture. No, that's just the Bissell post.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Oh, so that was a big
So- Jader has feed water heat. That's a style point.
Oh wait, hang on. Chris, you know what it's time for? They'll probably get
Oh,
slaughtered.
here we go.
Oh.
Robert Lamassoon's power computation.
Dear God. Alright, are you ready?
I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
20790.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
1 5
Jesus!
2 9.
Damn,
Well, okay.
son.
I was gonna get slaughtered here.
Bye.
Okay, power L1?
No. Stop.
No.
Stop.
13726.
12710.
What? I win a thing.
Yeah, power L1 is usually
oh.
the out. Like, you get down to the powers, they're usually outliers. Like, the first three are generally pretty
Yeah.
consistent.
Okay, what's your power MT?
394.39.
421.74. Okay, that's what I like to see. 10
They're
to 10.
unpredictable.
Okay,
Unpredictable motherfuckers.
Ooh. Well, I think I've about exhausted all of the things.
Okay, style points. I have 2 air compressors.
I have
So
two
We
does
air
both have
compressors.
2 cross-compound air compressors.
Oh.
Who has more reservoir space? Actually,
I don't know.
know.
I can't tell.
I think we have them both about the same, to be
Yeah,
honest
you
with you.
both think about a little tank
I
on
only
the other
see-
side.
Yeah.
Yours is wedged up against the running board, and his is, like, behind, in front of the giant firebox.
The whooper.
Okay.
So,
It'll burn anything.
style point for Jader.
Yeah.
The firebox doesn't cut part of the cab wall off.
I never understood
It
why.
fits. style point. Everything fits.
If it gets
Yeah.
shipped,
Hey, do either of them have comfy seats?
probably not.
Probably not.
You know what? I believe the I-10s did have comfy seats.
Did.
I have seen pictures of them on passenger trains with steam heats connected.
Ooh.
I don't know if I can find any of them, but I have seen photos with steam heat.
Okay.
Alright.
Ooh, what are these? I like these.
So yes, yeah, he does have the comfy seats.
Okay.
I'm hesitant, but I will give it to you.
Yeah,
Does your tender have a cool paint scheme?
No, and neither does yours.
Wrecked.
The fireball is pretty cool. I'll give him a style
No, it's
point.
not.
Yeah, no, I'll give him a
No,
style
it's-
point for the fireball.
Oh, I don't like
It's better than just matte gold
Yeah,
redding.
what's wrong with the
beside it.
fireball?
Yeah.
I don't like the fireball. I think it looks
I don't-
dumb.
I don't really like it either,
No.
Bible, but I mean it's better than redding. It's just in
Yeah.
regular Roman font.
That's true. Like on my on my HO Western Maryland too, though. I love the Fireball. Like it stands out against everything else. Even though it runs horribly, and I feel like it got gypped.
That's a Bachmann one?
Yeah, it runs horribly.
Maybe that's why I hate the Fireballs, because I got one when I was a kid and it was a pain to repaint.
See, I don't care about repaint. Mine just, well, I'll save this for the next section, but mine runs horribly.
Alright.
Does it?
Okay.
Do you have one of the gear-driven or one of the belt-driven ones?
Not sure. It's Spectrum.
Pull it apart.
Oh,
It would be one of the belts, which should mean, I mean, mine runs really well.
Oh, really?
They're
Mine,
quiet. They run like a Rolex.
Mine's, it runs, it runs like if I'm running at the
Guys.
club and I do maybe. Oh,
anyway,
sorry.
anyway.
Oh, speaking of which,
I have a question.
the Western Maryland engines have a model. Do the I-10s have a model, Chris?
Yes,
Oh.
they do. And it's called the Bachmann I-10 from the 80s. And actually, to this day, because of this model, Bachmann still uses Reading-style class lights on the back of their tender.
Okay.
Okay.
All tenders that are like stock from Bachmann in their starter sets are Reading tenders. They're to the exact same specs as the Reading I-10s.
Okay.
I'm not
Alright.
sure I believe that.
I can go try and pull up the article. Yeah, they're Reading I-10s. Also, Varney made them. Bowser makes them. Yeah, they're
Hang
very
on.
popular.
You said all tenders that come from Bachmann are Reading tenders?
No,
At least most of them, like the
in the
ones in the
starter
starter
sets.
section, the 060, the 060s and stuff like that. It's the same cast
mean-
from the 80s.
I mean, I have one that's a slope back, but okay.
I was going to say, I have a slope back, and I know a guy that has a Vanderbilt.
Yeah,
Well,
one of my friends has
I'm saying
I'm
the
not
standard
sure.
box tenders.
two of my
you know?
friends have Vanderbilt ones.
Bandy. Well, I feel like the box tenders have sort of been supplanted in the starter sets. By like
Yeah, that tender is a standard
scrubby
Reading tender.
tenders.
And the
Scrub
marker
tenders.
lamps are always Reading. They have been since the beginning of time,
Yeah,
apparently.
I mean,
Scarb.
they need a couple more sets of them, and then it'll be better.
Oy vey.
Yeah, we need the
It's
numbering
more lights,
system to
man.
be all
It's
over
not
the board.
So,
Uh,
Well, what else have we got? Have we got some more points here?
I'm thinking.
Why is the
actually, I have-
why is the I-10 in the picture so shiny?
Which one?
The number 2017.
Because Reading is not SP. Oh, it looks like a builder's photo. Or no, the 2010 one looks like a
The
builder's photo.
2010 is a Baldwin Builder's photo, and I don't know why. It might just be the sun, and maybe they did polish it. Or they
I
put a
only
new
see
jacket
one
on or
air
something.
compressor on it.
I'm seeing two
No,
on this
there-
one.
Two.
The 2010?
No, the
2017.
2017 has two.
Oh.
So I
Wait.
assume they just stuck another one on when they were born.
Uh,
It also
Yeah,
has
well,
the,
keep in
also the
mind,
2017 has a different tender.
Well,
Yeah.
see, some of
Yeah,
them,
it has a-
some of them were used in
I
push
have a bucket.
starts. Some were used in push starts, and because of that, they put the little extension on.
Oh,
That's
it's
where
got-
the 18 comes.
It's got power reverse.
Like-
Does the Western Maryland thing?
Oh
have
yeah,
power
that's right.
reverse?
Just probably.
Believe
it does.
Wouldn't doubt it.
I can't tell.
Can we get a picture of the other side?
I mean, there's models.
Can we get a picture of
That's
the other
really
side
it.
of the model?
Yeah.
Okay.
Turn around.
Okay, I do have a question. Do you have
Yeah, it
Baker
does.
or Walshers?
Wall sharks.
Damn it, okay.
Ah,
Wait, who had the ball?
Shirts.
I have no idea.
Whatever, Jader has it now. Okay. Well, it's 11 to 12. What else? Nobody has doors. Wait, no. Does the Western Maryland thing have doors? Because Mr. Wooten over there just definitely doesn't.
Like, we have a window.
Mr. Wooten has a firebox.
He's a
Yeah.
firebox with,
I should get a style point for that. Wooten Firebox.
oh wait,
no.
It had a stoker in it, too.
Okay, does the Western Maryland thing have a stoker?
The model doesn't, but the actual thing could have.
probably.
Oh wait, never mind. There's it. Oh wait.
What?
in the brass trains photo of it.
Hold on. I'm trying to find the thing in here.
Yeah, look, wait. I don't see I see a
That-
wire.
Yeah,
might
yeah,
be-
yeah.
You know,
Hey,
having
it-
one photo of this thing does not help.
While accommodating a duplex automatic stoker.
Oh dear, duplex, else triggered.
I'm gonna give it a point for having an extra stoker, if that's what that means.
I don't think that's what that means, but
Okay.
okay.
Duplex.
How many of you survive?
Oh,
I
no.
hate you. Wait.
No, you don't get
No,
this one.
no,
No.
no, no.
Yes,
No, you don't.
No,
No, you don't.
It survives
No.
in spirit.
No, you don't.
No, they
No.
Yes, it
did.
does.
No.
Part of it survives.
They mutilated
No.
They
them.
didn't mutilate them.
No.
They took them apart and made them a...
They made them better.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the linchpin. Here's it from an objective point of view. Did they cast new frames?
Yes.
Then no, you don't get to count them.
But the boiler is no.
The
No.
engine of Theseus.
The engine is defined by the frame, such as the case of 91 and the other K-37s. They are not C-41s. They got new frames. A frame is what defines an engine. You can change a boiler like a pair of pants.
All right. I mean, it's quite obvious they didn't keep the same frames.
Yeah, because
Well,
they're
that's-
different
that is-
engines. They didn't even keep, like... It's not even the same boiler. It's the same boiler is part of the new boiler.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
you don't
seriously
get to
don't
count
get
that.
how you get a northern out of the.
You take
Out of
the
a
boiler
back
off,
to it,
you
uh,
make a new frame, you give the boiler extends, and then you
You
stick it
take
on
the engine, you cut it up, and you build a new one.
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, what they did was they explained
Do
it.
they have Gary's
Uh,
models? Do
What?
they have Gmod models?
Ooh. There's one
actually,
in progress.
yeah, I was gonna say Mike. Mike. showed me
There's
his.
one in progress for both of us. I have
Okay.
Warhawk working on
Have
one.
you guys got
But, like-
trains models? Not counting 734.
Sort of.
No.
I mean, sort of.
What sort of?
I don't know if this actually like.
Don't you have a Cano one?
That's 734,
no, that's
which
730.
isn't... It's, 734 is as
Oh.
much a Western Maryland consolidation as 3025 is a New Haven Mikado.
See,
Ah.
I don't know if this really went anywhere, but
Oh.
I guess there was one in the works. It's got a really fancy looking tender.
I say we give it to him
Sounds
on the
like
basis
really
of
good.
tender decking.
Tender decking.
I'll do that. That is a really
Fine.
nice looking tender too.
Oh yeah.
If they left it
I
like
love
that,
it.
I'd be happy.
Yeah.
If I
Yeah.
find
That's
these,
all you get.
Party!
Just a tender.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
let's
check
see
that
here.
That I should ask about.
I think that's it.
really
Well,
good.
what's the
I
count
say we
right
wrap
now?
it up.
Yeah,
What's the count right now?
it's 11-13. Western Maryland managed to get it back.
Well, hold on.
It.
Let me think.
I say we wrap it up. We
No.
are
There's something I haven't asked, and I'm trying to think what the hell it is.
I'm not-
We are way over time
you're not in a
already.
position to be asking things.
Somehow. in a
How
civil
long
way.
did you survive till? When were you?
You're not in the position to be asking things.
You don't have the
You don't have
ball.
the ball.
Ow.
Well, actually, I am curious.
I last entered service in 1954. Was the
That-
last
that-
I entered service.
Does that? Oh, wait, no. Did they rebuild all the I-10s?
Nope, only 30 of them.
Okay, I was gonna say if they rebuilt all of them, that doesn't count.
No. But 1954 was the last I-10, and that was scrapped and actually was like in service like 2 days before.
Okay, I don't see anything that says like retirement on here. So
Yeah.
Damn it.
I'm gonna guess 1950 something.
Well, that's helpful.
Let's call it a draw and say 54.
Yeah.
All right,
Uh,
votes.
So draw then.
No.
Let's see. Were you? No,
Stop
I
asking
can't
questions.
say
No,
You're
that.
not gonna be
Chris,
asking
Position to ask
we're done.
questions.
You're not.
We're done.
No,
Let's
wrong.
vote.
About time we're done.
Fine, vote.
It's time to stop.
All right. Hold on.
Bring that
Winner.
name back.
The Western Maryland H9.
Suck it, anthracite.
Shut up. Shitty bituminous coal.
Wow.
Smoking piece of son of.
I'm picturing like a fat locomotive in their,
By
Judas, call you say?
Oh,
fat dude in his electric scooter, like shouting at Krabby Bituminous Coalman, which is like some random dude who's just like farming for a living. It's like,
why?
I don't know.
I'm just standing there in my FFA jacket,
Fatty.
and he's just yelling at me about
exactly.
calls. It's like, all right, cool. I got leadership stuff to go to. Leave me alone.
Alright, so it's 13 to 11. And then, who are we gonna vote for? I don't actually know who I'm going to vote for. I don't
Me.
really like either of these.
Well,
Milky?
I'm I got a fan-
question.
No.
No.
We're done.
I can't
It's done.
Never mind. I can't
We're
use it
done.
anyway. You want?
Game
Yes,
over.
yes.
Are we in the Iron Horseman Chronicles? We're in the universe, but
No.
No, neither of them are in the
Done.
Iron Horseman Chronicles.
Chris.
We're
It's time
done.
to stop. It's time to
go
stop,
on
okay?
with yourself.
No more.
Go on
Okay.
with yourself.
Okay, who knows who they're gonna
Alright.
vote for?
All right.
I know that I'm
Vote,
going for the
faggots.
Western Maryland thing.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm going for the Western Maryland.
Alright, I'll
Thank
give
you.
Chris, I'll give
Why, Bold? Why would you
I'll give
me?
Chris a pity point. Why not?
Gee, thanks.
Let it not be a blowout.
You're so kind.
Oh, I wanted it to be a shutout.
No, not gonna happen.
Blowing the engine down's good for it, though.
Blowing
Alright.
the engine away. I can't
beats
believe
that.
that looked like it was going to be a murder at the beginning. It legitimately looked like
Yeah.
we were going to watch a massacre.
I mean, it kind of was for a little
It
while.
was, and then it wasn't. Alright, anyways,
And then
I don't have any model
my
railroad
boy
stuff
Robert
other than the fact that
Ray Messina saved me.
I don't have any railroad stuff other than the fact that I'm going to be going to an operating session in a week because
Fun.
my
I'll be back. I
my
smell
work
food.
got canceled, and I'm probably going to be just dicking around with Madison and her engine at the train club, and also I'm going to be taking Shelby to the Providence Northern, ideally, as well.
Cool.
Because I was like, you should come see this, and I was like, I'm sorry, we don't have any RS3s, and I sent her the picture of the NEB&W. with like
Yeah, you have a lot of them.
30 RS3s
You're
on a table,
bored.
and she's like,
You're
ooh.
bored of this.
Angrily shakes fists in the air that I can't get to Rhode Island.
Yeah, well, start walking now.
I mean,
I apologize if you watch this. Oh wait, no, nobody watches this.
you guys have a layout with hills.
Yep.
I'm already jealous.
I mean, don't be.
No, well,
Actually,
you have hills and a branch line where you could just be off doing your own thing.
yeah.
Me, it's running around in circles and you have little foamers to deal with it.
I mean, I have little foamers to deal with at the train club as well. His name is TJ.
Well,
Yeah.
no, like,
And Madison,
Like, no, like-
sometimes.
no, like, if you were to just, think of foamer, that's the
Yeah, no,
little
I
kids
know.
at the train
We've
club.
had to deal with them
I'm
in
sorry.
our comments.
I'm sorry if any of you watch this, but you need to.
You deserve
need
it.
to,
You deserve
Yeah.
my crapping on you.
Like-
You
I'm sorry. They're
You suck.
I'm sorry, but you need to.
You're sorry? Oh, calm
like-
down, Hunter.
Well, no, like, I'm sorry that I'm doing that, but you need to just
It's time to stop.
learn to, I don't know, grow up.
Alright,
Please.
anyways.
Put your big girl panties on and stop bitching about the heritage units being retained.
Or the,
Uncoupling of tenders.
alright.
What else have you guys
That's
done? I've been working real hard on... Actually, did I even start Tolbrand last podcast? Like, was it started?
I don't think you did.
Because I started...
don't think
yeah,
so.
that's right.
Yeah,
I started
no,
a brand
you
new series. It's called Under Construction. I'm sure you guys, if you pay attention to this channel, have seen it. And I started working on a route in trains called the Tolbrand Peninsula, which is going to be multiplayer compatible, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure you've heard that rigmarole about 1,000 times from people in this group alone. But I have a history of actually getting quite far on mega projects, mostly because I have a weekly series which forces me to do it. So
Fair enough.
that's that. I'm going to be working on that. I'm going to be making a series. I'd like viewer input. the map is set in the 50s in a fictional location. It's got 3 major railroads, which I have designed logos for and everything.
Ethos Pathos.
It's got 3 major railroads and a tramway.
Nice.
Fun.
And yeah, I started working on the first town, which is called Olive, and it's grown very far out of proportion. Ideally, it's going to be multiplayer compatible, but the problem is I'm trying to find a balance between multiplayer compatibility, like ease of running, and size.
And just...
Yeah.
Because I'd like it to be realistic, which means
and then it gets to the point where it's just insane.
Yeah, I'd like
UMR.
it to be realistic, but I don't want there to be too huge of distances between places.
Yeah.
But it's probably going to happen.
There's
probably going to be 20 minutes between towns or something like that.
Which I mean,
I feel like that's a happy medium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at the map. Like, if I do 20 minutes between towns, it would take 40 minutes to get from one end of the route to the middle-ish. Because there's 2 stops.
So maybe 2 hours or so to go from one end to the other.
One end to the other, and I'm basing that on, my benchmark is admittedly not the best for what I'm trying to do, but it's the Northeast Corridor between Boston and Providence. It's 50 miles, which means about 100 tiles, and that takes an hour to run. So if I do 40 tiles, that'll be closer to 20-30 minutes.
Yeah.
Also, pardon my noise, I'm making dinner.
Okay.
Just mute your mic.
That's what I'm doing.
But what have you guys been doing?
I've been working on the Desert Division.
Of the Livelong Bay?
Dessert Division!
Of my route. Yeah. we hauled people from the Chocolate Brownie Station to, don't know why I came up with Chocolate Brownie right off the bat, but I'm going with it.
Chocolate Brownie Station.
Hungry.
I don't have names for these yet.
Okay, what did you drink?
A&W Woot Beer.
Okay, how much?
Few cans.
That's why.
Don't drink and drive.
Yeah. No, don't drink and build.
Drink and build.
No, don't let me run don't let me run a steam excursion.
Anyways, this is a division of my mega route that I have. My free-axe.
Yep.
Free-axe mega
This
route.
is the one that I did a
have
review on previously, yes?
Yep.
Yeah.
It is. It's another division of that.
Mm-hmm.
And the signs all standard gates, goes through 5 miles of windy desert, and ends up here at this town that interchanges with
Chocolate Brownie.
the Major Railroad. Yeah.
Chocolate Rain?
With the Chocolate Brownie and Pacific Railroad.
I'm looking at the buildings that you have thrown down here, and it made me remember something. So, you know how in trains...
I hate building towns?
You know how in trains it'll be like, there's, Queens 2D, blah, 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 and it'll be just a set of buildings from a place.
Yeah, the whole city block.
And there are a few of those that are from Troy, and I was down city in Troy, and I turned, and I looked, and I saw this building, and I go, that looks familiar. Oh, I know why it looks familiar. And it's because we have it in trains.
Yep. But those are cool. But for this, I just stuck to individual buildings placed everywhere.
See a lot of Dave Snow stuff.
Yeah. Dave Snow's good for you, though.
I should name this Dave Town because of how much Dave Snow stuff there is in it. Yeah.
Dave Dale.
Speaking of trains, Steve Laro is going to be releasing the T1 SA, or whatever the unstreamlined version is, come Friday.
T1A.
Friday, March, the 11th or something like that. So that'll be coming out. And he also, I'm not sure if we covered this in the last podcast, but he released Nickel Plate Road 587.
Oh yeah, we covered that a little while ago.
Yep.
87. Also, I found the great train robbery thing earlier.
Yep, that's the thing.
All the cheese.
The cheese.
So many kinds of cheese.
Jesus Christ.
We already found out today that he does not like railroads, apparently.
No, he doesn't.
Alright, anyways. What else have we got?
I put a picture in the Steam chat in the chat here.
Oh.
So I was on
that's
Energy
better.
and I was running a steam excursion, and the last two cars derailed. So I decided to try and multi-track drift.
It's beautiful.
No, it ran pretty
You
well.
should have put the last truck on the other track as well. You should have put the last truck on the other track as well. Like, instead of having it zigzag.
Yeah, that would work too. Oh well.
Oh, well.
But it was all going well, and then one of the cars hit the side of the tunnel. Those derailed, and I didn't notice, so I just kept going. They hit another tunnel, then those two derailed, and then everything just started falling off.
Wobble wobble.
Yep. Until they got snagged on. The whole train was off. Came around the corner, and then I think the cars got snagged on, I think, a tree or something, and just lurched the whole train back. And then I'm just like, screw this, and I just deleted it. Also, Warhawk, Dennis, and let's see who else was there. Warhawk, Dennis, me, and I think one other person were dicking around with Warhawk's new Berkshire.
Burk.
We were putting different headlights. We were putting different headlights.
I was the one who started that. I'll admit.
Oh yeah, I forgot you were there. But we started putting different headlights on it. First, we put a UP shield on the smoke box.
And a pile 12-inch with the fans.
Yeah, we made it Chinese because or at least the QJs have headlights like that.
Yeah. Then we got the 12 inches with the fans, and we put two of them on. Keep in mind these all are unscaled. And then we got a box headlight mounted on the front.
Oh yeah. Okay, I see this picture now.
I see the box headlight.
And one with the K4 pilot.
That would be interesting to see, the 765 with a box headlamp mounted in the center of the smoke.
Well, no, it has a box and then a box Mars light.
Woo woo.
That'd be interesting.
Now put a chai with it.
But you know damn well. All the fuckers were like, it's not historically accurate. It looks bad. Oh my god, why are you doing that?
See, that's why. That would be people at my railroad club. That's why, and I'm planning to do this within the next couple of weeks. I'm gonna get a Bachman Berkshire, but get the undecorated one, so I can do whatever the hell I want with it. Like
A Quinnick Central.
Yes.
I might. That or I'll letter it from my new railroad, the Marshall Lake Railway.
Oh no.
MLR.
I got bored during study hall. I decided to draw a map for a trains route.
You guys all draw many maps, and you don't do a hell of a lot with them. Tisk.
Well, no, I
didn't draw a map.
I got home that day, and I decided to actually start stitching it together. And this was maybe 3 hours of work. This is the town of Aquidneck at the end of. Why did it delete? Damn it! But this is the town of the town of Aquidneck. It's at the end of one of. It's at the end of one of the branch lines on the route. There's a little paper mill.
There you go.
Nice.
I don't have a picture of the coast, but it's sort of,
Are you using Tane Track?
this whole thing is.
Is that Tane Track? I can't tell.
Yeah, it's Tane Track.
Oh yeah, I've been using the same track.
Yeah, this whole route is sort of based off the, of all things, the Detroit and Mackinac Railway.
Cool.
Nice.
So it's pretty much just running along a fictional, like a sort of a made-up version of the Michigan coast.
Coast is cool.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to deal with coast a lot.
Yeah, it's set in the modern era.
Alright.
Modern era. I'll have a couple of steam engines on there though for
I
excursions and
can't wait
stuff.
to play on everyone's route. Everyone's building cool routes.
Except me.
I'm not.
I mean, you have a cool route to build, but you're not currently building it.
And you could have more cool parts to it.
Double Jeopardy.
Oh wait.
Can we kind of start wrapping things up?
Yeah.
I just want to cover model railroad real quick. I have my mainline track work completed. It works. I just need to get the branch line in the yard sorted out. I'm going to be buying a brick factory soon from my friend's grandfather that does all the scratch building master.
Apparently, I can't remember. Apparently, yep, I don't know what I was going to say.
And my Western Maryland 280 that I got, it's like, it kind of, after maybe a month or so of owning it, it started to kind of run bad. But that was maybe after like 30 minutes of just driving it around in circles with the club, because I didn't have a layout at that time. Now that I have a layout, it's the worst runner out of everything I own.
But while I'm thinking of it,
I don't know. I don't know what's up with it, but it it runs all right on straight track, but you go right, I bring it around the corner and it just it stutters, it binds up on curves that are, that it's designed for, 18 and 22 inch rated. I don't know what's going on with it. Yeah.
Very weird.
That's annoying.
No, it isn't. I paid $230 for it, and I got gypped.
That's more than I paid for either of my BLI models.
Yeah, I'm so tempted to just try to fix it and, at least get it, fix it and then just sell it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you do, don't sell it to Kavan.
Sell it to
Kavan.
Kavan. Be like, hey, Kavan.
No, I would.
And then he'll be...
No, I wouldn't sell it.
It'll be impossible.
Be like, hey, Kavan, this is super rare. It's originally Penzi, and it costs $1,000. And Kavan will be like, oh!
It'll be impossible
for
him to resist. Impossible.
No, I'd sell it to somebody at the club.
Well, while I'm thinking of things that have been bought and sold,
Probably
I have
maybe
bought.
$80 out of it. $100, something like that.
Okay.
I have bought a number of Railroadania things. I have recently bought a set of New Jersey Central conductor's buttons to put on my car hosting uniform, which they look really nice. I still need to complete it. I don't have the arm ones, but I have them, and I also bought a Trainman hat badge, although I don't have a hat. I missed out on that. So, Ellis?
Yep.
Ellis?
What?
I'm the Trainman now. I have a badge that says it.
No. Yeah.
But yeah, that I'm looking at a couple hats and other pins and things like that to swap out. And so yeah, I'm looking at them, and that's about it. That's new with me.
Oakley dokley.
All right. Nice.
Anyways, anything else that we can touch on real quick? I was gonna make a warning that we had to sort of abridge this section because we spent so long on the first section. Now that
How long did we spend on the new section? Like an hour and a half?
Yeah, we spent a long time there because we've got the guest list now. So we need to be sort of judicious about which pieces of news that we pick. Just
Yeah,
to
we
say,
kind
or
of just
at the very least, try to cover as many things sort of as quickly and efficiently as possible.
Yeah.
See, what we should start doing. Well, no, what we need to start doing for every news article, write up like a 2-sentence summary about it, and just do that. I think it would save some time.
TSD.
I mean, maybe not in prep time though.
Yeah, just an idea.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we just need to know the articles better, and then we can do those summaries. If you want to write something, go ahead. Anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to ad lib off the cuff. I've never done anything else. Anyways.
Yeah.
Anything else we can touch on real quick? Again, I've done basically nothing.
After
I've done
a
all mine.
few months in Gary's one, I fixed my ST7's tri-wheel.
Congratulations.
So now it's not wed. It's actually white.
Ooh.
So, woo.
Yeah, no, I'm done.
Yeah.
I've done very little
I'm cooking
interesting. I could talk about Thulbrin all day long, but I've got 2 other series for that, so go check them out.
Right.
Anyways, this has been the Terminus podcast. It's time for us to terminate. Nobody has written up terminations for this, at all.
Oh,
I have one.
Oh, you do.
have one.
You do you now?
oh, do you?
I'm afraid to know what it is.
Oh, wait. I have this.
Because normally, they're not great. Or like they are.
I mean, your last one
aren't.
was like Thomas anal rape.
Alright, fine, then everybody else can go first.
I mean, you're second to last,
Standard
so...
podcast of the world.
Chris, what is yours?
I just screamed into the heavens.
Oh.
Oh, wait, no.
Can you scream into the hells?
Can you
No, because already I'm there.
You speak it
how
to the
am I
mic.
supposed to? How am I supposed to scream into the hells when I'm already there?
Speak it to the mic.
Farmers suck, and they all need to grow up. And I hate everyone.
Good.
Aren't they just a lovable person?
No. I don't know why
Right.
anybody tolerates you.
You guys do.
Shut
for some
up.
weird reason.
You already gave your termination. You can't talk anymore. Jader.
Okay, so I got on Gmail the other day, and this guy was running this piece of
What?
cancer around.
The hell?
I dubbed it the GGGG1.
How bad could it be?
Look
It's
at it.
big.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
it is big.
it's a GG1 with
Wait, how are you
Viagra.
looking at it?
Steam.
Okay, I was gonna be like, you aren't on the document. Are you the anonymous?
No, I linked
No.
a picture of it.
Alright, Milky.
K-pop is good for you.
Okay. Weibold.
All right.
No context.
Don't drug cartels suck.
That's why we build a wall.
Shut up. You're not supposed to be talking. Yeah, we'll cover that story at some point. We definitely have to.
That'll be a teaser for next
Yeah.
week.
Alright, my
Spoilers.
thing is, CPX is here and the end is nigh.
Burlington, Norfolk, Southern Bay.
Alright, we'll see you guys in 2 more weeks. Hope you guys enjoyed. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.